Excuse me, guys, but we are only like not even a few seconds late. Jeez, man,
Are they complaining already?
they're complaining already. They're like, "Hey, he's late." What's going on, Hunter Count, Sniper Fire, and that Undead Legacy? Thank you for coming by. We don't know what we're going to talk about, but what we can say is that last fucking stream is still blowing the fuck up.
Well, there's going to
Seriously.
be. I know we're probably going to talk about Netflix.
Yeah, so, yeah, well,
Dear
so,
white people.
Dear White People, really? That actually came to Netflix? Of all things?
Yeah, it's a like black people are in power, and they're telling the white people they can't dress up a certain. Well, basically, they can't do anything they've been doing that quote unquote appropriates black culture, and it's basically promoting white. It goes through. It's promoted by produced by like Jews, and it's actually promoting white genocide.
Really?
Yeah, the
No.
movie's about killing white people.
Holy shit. The only thing I got from that trailer is if you're white, you can't dress up as a black person for Halloween. What's up, Bullaberry?
Well, you can look it up. You can look up more stuff about it. And yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, I won't watch it. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I might want to watch this to figure out like why, when next time I see next time I see certain people and they're trying to like kill me, like maybe I can figure out why by watching that show. I don't know. It sucks that everybody seems to be getting on this hate the white guy.
Yeah, it's.
I mean, really, what the fuck did we ever do? I mean, I know what people did way the fuck back then. But what have we done here in like the 2000s, like the last 17 years? I mean, there's nothing. There hasn't really been any lynchings or laws passed to disenfranchise black people or anything. I don't understand like why the white person just decided to be the subject of hate, and that's okay. Like, cause you can hate white people.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I understand the. I get it. I just don't like understand why this video was all of a sudden a thing. Like, I didn't even know about this until I saw you guys' Twitter today. In fact, I've barely been on today at all. So this was all kind of new to me. I didn't know.
Popped up on my Twitter like at the last minute, and I was like, oh shit! Like, well, that's like perfect timing. Like right before
right before the game talk that
right before the Game Talk podcast. Yeah.
Yo, I don't know, man.
Fucking insane, man.
I really don't know. I don't understand like why it's okay. I mean, if somebody said "Dear Black People" in a movie screen like this, that producer would have been fucking dragged through the streets and beat to death.
Yeah, he would never work again,
or he would never work again. Exactly. Like his reputation would have been just fucking destroyed. But we have a thing on Netflix saying "Dear White People," and it's perfectly okay to promote genocide. Is that really what that's about? 'Cause I really don't know. Like, is that really what it's about?
From what I understand, I mean, it seems like if these white people act out, then they like the penalty is death. So if they've created all these rules, and like the rules that they created are like almost impossible to follow. Something I guess it seems like the ultimate end goal would be to kill everybody, to kill all the white people to make it a white free world.
And there's a perfect example of this, something on a much smaller, well, not much smaller, but a smaller scale, is Nicole Arbor did the Dear Black People video. You saw the heat she got for that.
Oh God, yeah, that was
the Dear Black People. Yeah, you know what's funny though? Like they didn't even watch it.
Huge.
They didn't even watch it though. The Dear Black People, like they didn't even watch it. She was actually advocating for them, and they still went after her. I was like, "Are you fucking stupid?" Like, really?
Because nobody watches videos. I mean, just like Rags, he got that one video that says something like PC or console is better than PC. He was basically copied the title of I think one of the other people's videos that he did, and so that way it matched up like perfectly to what which video that he replied to.
Yeah.
And the dislike ratio. I mean, the guy had like 300 subs. I think it was one of the smaller channels. So there's no way like he had a bunch of people come over there to dislike the video. But one of his Rax's video was like well into the 3,000, 4,000 dislikes. I mean, like it was disproportionate. Like the dislikes were actually higher than the likes.
Yeah.
And so the only way that you can possibly come to that conclusion is that PC guy saw it and clicked dislike before they ever even listened to the damn video.
Yeah.
Like it drives me nuts that people like fucking read or listen. I mean, there's a reason why there's a title. It's to bring you in and then figure out what the hell the content's about. Oh,
so I got some. So yeah, that's. And about the listening part and actually understanding. So a lot of the complaints, and there's one of the guys that was complaining about it was my laughter in the last podcast. I was laughing, you guys, because there was a lot of stupidity being hit. Like, I'm serious. It's what all I can do is laugh my ass off because some of the things that were said were so far out in outer space in the last podcast that I couldn't help but laugh. It was either I was going to laugh or I was going to get triggered like Rambo and become stuttering Ned Flanders. Like,
my god,
that was like I couldn't help it. Like
I got past the laughter part. I couldn't do the laughing anymore because I mean it was. I've literally never. I mean, unless somebody actually had a medical disorder or a mental disorder, which I don't really consider those people.
Though.
I don't consider those people stupid because those people can't help it. But I've never met in my life anybody as stupid as him. I've never.
And I understand it. I get it.
I've been around for 40 years.
I know. I understand it. Like I said to you before, like you have every right to react the way you do. You're set in your ways for your age, just like I am, just like Shaner is. And we had some people pretty upset at the fact that I was laughing at everything, and they got actually upset because Rambo, you were overreacting, and I'm just like
oh my god,
I'm just like, are you serious? And I didn't even. I'm not gonna give them their names because there's one of them.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want their names.
Yeah,
like, nobody needs that because they don't need the hate back.
No. Well, not only the hate, but I don't feel like giving them any attention either.
Yeah.
These guys were actually, I want to say, his sympathizers. Like they were actually sympathizing with him, and I'm just like, oh. Okay, so you're a sympathizer. I understand that. I know what it's like to try to help other people. I get it. But, I mean, my laugh was mainly so, not only was a lot of people saying the laugh was hilarious and they loved it, but it was just a natural reaction to me reacting to stupidity. That's all it was.
I don't blame you at all.
Anytime I laugh like that, it's usually what that is. And it's another way of keeping it passive, so that way I'm not insulting or I'm not, belittling somebody.
You're not what I turned into.
But it was funny. Your stuff was pretty funny too. I mean, you and Shader going in at the same time, you guys were both like, "What kind of moron?"
I still want to know what college he goes to. That's a legitimate question.
The mission, they have to have some sort of like some sort of equal opportunity thing there.
Well, I mean, and a lot of people agreed with me too. If you go look at his video, one of the most top-liked comments is mine, and it says, this guy reminds me with this toy microphone that he's like doing like a special Olympics version of a WWE promo. It's exactly what it looked like.
It's funny. It was funny.
I mean, I fully expected the video. Him to rub it in or whatever. I mean, that's what I figured that. That his videos and his responses back from it didn't bother me at all. I didn't watch the rest of them. I just watched that one with the microphone. But I've seen the titles of the other ones, and
that microphone.
It was. Yeah, I was like,
awesome.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I loved it. I know you guys hated it. I know a lot of you guys really hated it, and you guys.
Well, it's just like really. Are you
I loved it though. I loved it. I literally loved it. I even left him a positive comment on that video. I was like, "This is golden." I thought it was hilarious.
My question though was like, where does he have a little sister? I mean, because if he doesn't,
dude,
then like, I got a question,
bro. If that isn't any more sign of somebody being an obvious troll when you see somebody bringing out a what do you call those microphones? There's an actual name for it.
Like an echo phone.
An echo phone, yeah. If you see somebody bringing out a child's echo phone, There is just no question about it anymore. None. I mean, he is literally telling us that he's trolling without fully admitting it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I really hope so.
He really, like, that video. I was just dying. I watched the whole thing, and this is to everybody that's watching this right now. I watched that video 3 times. That was that great to me. I loved it. I'm not gonna lie. It literally brought me back to the trolling years of YouTube when I first started here, because I used to do stupid things all the time to mess with people. But this guy, he's not hiding behind an image. He's not hiding behind an avatar. I mean, he's doing this on live video camera, dude.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was golden. I loved it. I even promoted it.
See, the reason why I'm not sure that it's a troll is because if you go to all 3 of his channels, there's the political one, the singing one, and then of course the gaming one. There's a clear message behind every single one of them, and that he actually feels his message is that he feels that he's right every single time.
Should you subscribe? Yeah, right. Should you subscribe to everybody? Yeah, subscribe to these guys. These guys are on my channel bar. They will be there permanently from now on. Go check them out. I've got Bulletberry and Fringy on there as well. Go check those guys out. Longtime friends of a few of us here. We've known those guys for a while. Really, really good people. They've always been showing support throughout my time here on YouTube. I do suggest you guys go check them out. But, obviously subscribe first to the Game Talk podcast members. I mean, come on. I mean, we're on what, episode 55? Yeah, they've definitely earned your subscription. Like, definitely.
So we don't have to send the nudes, or is that still a thing?
Oh no, I'm good.
Well, we sent Rambo's.
Yeah, mine are out there. Yeah, mine are.
Yeah,
out.
you just can't be colorblind if you want to see them.
Yeah. Follow our Twitters. It's all the same Twitters. Go do that. That'd be great. Yeah, you guys, it was funny. It was a great podcast. You guys are still watching it. In fact, some of you actually left a comment on that video saying you watched it more than once. That's over 8 hours of content that you took in. If you did that.
Yeah.
Wow. I couldn't believe that, dude. They actually said that. They're like, oh, yeah, I watched this twice now. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I mean, it's definitely one to watch more than once. I mean, that was one of the most entertaining ones we've had.
Rambo, he said this Spare who subbed to you, but he needs you to start making more content so he can keep watching your channel. We fixed his render, so he should be able to do videos now.
Yeah, I've been playing Nioh right now and doing some
How you
recording some
liking
footage
that?
for it.
I know you were suggesting that over Twitter to me. Is it actually really good? Because I played the demo and that shit.
If you like Dark Souls, like those type of games, this game is like the best, better than. I mean, I would almost put it up there better than Bloodborne.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it's amazing. I love it. I mean I finally got the hang of it now, so I mean I'm not dying like every 5 minutes, but I'll still make the stupid mistake where I don't dodge in time or whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot of fun, and it's I don't know, it's grabbed me a lot quicker than like any of the Dark Souls have or Bloodborne did. So I definitely recommend it. It's definitely worth like the 9 out of 10 or the 10 out of 10 that it's been getting. I think it's actually right now sitting at a 90 or an 88 Metacritic, and the user rating. And there's you know how user ratings go, where you get a ton of trolls in there and they dislike it or whatever. Well, there's like a little over 300 user ratings, and it's actually still like at 9.1.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I definitely see this one becoming at the end of the year for the Game of the Year contender.
That'd be good. I've really, I played a lot of Bloodborne when it was on sale last year. So I played the living hell out of it for a good week. I didn't beat it, but I do want to. Now that it's on my 4K television, yeah, I kind of want to touch it again because it actually looks really pretty. I got my friends that live here. They're looking at buying some games anyway, so I'm gonna see if I can pick up Nioh, and I'll definitely go be playing that. I know one of my friends wants to buy Until Dawn, so she's looking forward to it. She's gonna be live streaming it, so I'll probably end up enjoying that game as well. I'm actually looking forward more to Final Fantasy 15 picking that game up soon.
That one's a long one too.
I've heard nothing but good things about that game. Nothing but good things. Like every one of my friends that have told me, that have known me for years, that have known that I'm a huge Final Fantasy nut job, they've told me you're gonna love this. They're like, dude, you're going to love this if you like action games. I'm like, really?
You know who Jay Barry is, right?
Yeah.
He actually says that the world of Final Fantasy is actually a better Final Fantasy game than Final Fantasy 15.
What?
I don't know that. Yeah, that's what he said. He said the world of Final Fantasy is like just amazing. I haven't played it yet. I don't own it yet. That's one of my next ones I'm going to be picking up.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got Final Fantasy 15. I was going to start it, but then Nioh came out, and I thought, well, I'll try that because everybody's going to be playing Nioh, so I figured I'd have something to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ended up getting hooked on it because that just sucks. Because now, like all the other games that I've been wanting to play, I'm stuck on. And Neo's definitely going to hold me back with the 150 platinums because this one, it's not a game you can run through and just go get trophies. So
I want to see that. I want to check that world of Final Fantasy out. It looks like it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Especially with the littler characters, like the little big heads or whatever. Like I don't know, the little
chibi.
Yeah, like kind of like cute, don't they?
Yeah,
little
chibi characters, and I heard there are like different characters from each of the Final Fantasy games in it, right?
Yeah, and you can actually buy like the little like pop figures. You can buy. They have like those little figures with that, and I want to get them because they're so damn cute with it because they have that big ass head and then the little bitty body.
I never pictured you to be into like cutesy things like myself and a few others. Like you've always kind of just struck me as a fuck it, it's a collector item, I'm gonna get it. But I just heard you say it's kind of cute. I'm like, I'm a little off taken by it, dude.
I have kids.
right.
It's kind of changed me. I'd be like, yeah, no, but I mean, after having three daughters, growing up, you end up, I guess, changing your ways a little bit to the point to where you kind of, I guess, notice the little cute things in life or whatever.
Yeah, it's great. I definitely want to check this game out though. Like I heard nothing but great things about both those games, and who knows? Maybe I'll start playing my PS4 again. I'm
telling you, man, there's a ton of games coming out or have already came out for it.
I'm just like the thing is with me, dude, is I was just so put off. Like I still felt like I bought my PS4 too early because you could ask Shane. Like I barely had anything to play on it. I had at the time I started off with this was Battlefront and Killzone as my starter games. So like I really didn't have a lot to play with. And then I started buying games, but even then when I bought those games, I still wasn't fulfilled enough. Like I just felt like, wow, there's just okay. Well, this is on PC and I already have it. So what else is there?
The one thing like with you though, I mean, like, cause you said this is the first generation you actually had all the consoles, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you've been Xbox and PC for a long time. And then to jump into like try to go over to another console to actually start playing it kind of like more full time to where you're playing, the full game here and a full game there. That's a little bit hard to do because I think your mind and everything just starts figuring out, like thinking, well, what am I missing on the Xbox or what am I missing on the PlayStation or on the PC? Because that's where you're used to playing. So you're used to being able to keep up with your friends there. And you're not doing that if you're on the PlayStation.
Right. If you guys want JTech in here, you guys are going to need to spam him.
Oh God, you're gonna have to. Well,
I'm dead serious. All 40 of you that are watching right now, if you want JTech in here, go to his Twitter and literally spam him. Don't hate him. Don't give him disrespect. If you're not blocked, don't hate him. Don't disrespect him. Just say, hey, we would like to see you on the podcast. Like, and just make sure, because I knew him back in the day, and we were good. And because I no longer support him, he's hated me since. Like he was like, I'm surprised you're not dead yet. Like I was like, wow, that was dark. I was just saying hi, and then he blocked me. I was like, whoa, like that escalated fast.
Yeah, he's something else. I mean, I don't know. Like I don't know what his deal is either. Because I mean, if you're trying to grow, how do you grow whenever you block every single person?
And you know what's funny about that is they don't understand that like people who disagree with you or they've hated you at the beginning, you could talk to those same people and change their mind if you could talk to them with respect. There's a lot of trolls here that was going after CJ, which is the guy. I can't remember his name now on YouTube, even though he was just
NoobTube.
NoobTube. Yeah, NoobTube. There you go.
I was like,
Gamer.
are you talking about NoobTube?
Yes, yes. CJ, aka NoobTube. There was a lot of people here that hated on him, but after he came in and he did what he did, like, a lot of those guys were like, hey, he's really not a bad guy. I'm like, I know he's not a bad guy. He's not a terrible person. He's just uneducated. That's all. And I think that is a key there, though. Like, I think that's key. I think if we just... And I'm not trying to get all philosophical about midway through here, okay, guys? I'm just saying if we just literally talk to people instead of saying you're a faggot or just, starting in on people, you're going to have better results. That's if you care, though. That's for those of you that care.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't care, keep doing what you're doing. It's not going to change your mind on anything. Chatelet, my dudes. Chatelet, Rusty Panda, Chatelet. Any topics you want to talk about, Shane? Anything particular?
Well, before we get into topics, there was a person that sent me a message asking for me to ask him a question amongst the people.
Oh, okay.
He said that he, I guess he was thinking about it, where he's from Australia, and he said the random fact for the podcast. He said in Australia, 41 degrees Celsius most of the day. He said, question to the podcast: what's the highest temperature in places you've lived? And he said possibly convert it over to Celsius if, I need, for the, I guess the world viewers that don't really know what the difference, like what the Celsius is when we say Fahrenheit here.
Mm-hmm.
But what are some of the hottest places that you've lived? Like what's the highest temperature it's gotten to?
I live in one of the hottest places in the lower west side of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Arizona. For those that don't know me, my small town here can get up to 130 degrees. 130 degrees. I just want you guys to realize this, because there's a small town called Oatman that's literally right up the street from me. And you guys are not going to believe this, but they have an egg frying contest every year at the peak of summer heat days. And whoever can flip an egg and keep the egg from breaking wins. I'm not joking. This is a thing. Google it. Look up the Oatman egg frying contest.
Well, your degrees in Celsius at 130 degrees is 54.4 degrees Celsius.
And where's his at?
41 degrees.
Ooh,
That's
it's still pretty hot. Yeah, it's still pretty hot.
Yeah, so it's pretty still warm now. Like me here, I've only lived in Oklahoma. Now, I've visited other places like Arizona and stuff where it's obviously a lot hotter. But here in Oklahoma, where I've lived, it's gotten to 117 degrees.
How many degrees?
And that 117.
Where at?
In Oklahoma City.
Damn. I look at anything over 110, and that's hot as shit. To me, once it hit. Well, here we have the weird humidity. So it can be 80 degrees and you'll sweat your ass off because it's 90% humidity. So whenever it's 117, it feels like I'm in Arizona just with sweat, Arizona and a swimming pool, because I'm sweating my ass off. But anything out here over 100 is just stay the hell out, stay the hell inside, because as soon as you walk outside, it takes your breath away, because you can actually feel like you can cut the air with a knife because it's so thick here. That humidity, though.
Yeah, it's killer here.
Here in California, there's been records where I'm at for 112, 113, but usually, normally we can count on 110 high during the summer, which is 43 degrees Celsius.
Man. So. Wow.
And I'm moving to Arizona here really soon.
Yeah, so, you guys, he's gonna come out and live by me, no joke.
So you're gonna get even hotter.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's a different kind of heat in Arizona. It's more dry than. You could go cut the air with a knife. That's how it is in California too, because the ocean's right here.
Yeah, I've been in California though. Is I hate California. I don't mind visiting there, but damn, you got to pack for 17 seasons. in one day. Like, because I mean, I was the time I was there like in February, and the ocean. I'd never been to the ocean there, so I ran out to the ocean to try to say I've been in it. And as soon as I got about halfway out there, I realized that that's really a bad mistake at February. It was fucking freezing, like it was like ice water. So I ran back in, and then the next day it was like sunny. You were burning up. You had your jeans on and or shorts on and a short sleeve, and then 2 hours later you're having to go put jeans on and a t-shirt. I mean, and a hoodie. 2 hours later you'd actually need a coat. 2 hours later back into shorts. Like, it's like, good God, like how do y'all live?
Right. It's yeah. Hey,
Y'all
interesting.
need those little zipper pants.
Hey, for all of those that are from Arizona, let me know in the comments section of this video, because I've got somebody here that wants to offer you guys some promotional stuff for anybody who supports this podcast and the members in it. It's gonna be he's trying to set it up now. So if you guys are from Arizona and stuff, and you're part of the Discord, let me know, and I will get you guys hooked up with some promotional stuff for your cars and vehicles. He's me and him are kind of ironing out some stuff right now, so that would be coming. So yeah, Arizona, let me know. Is it a blowjob? No, it's not a blowjob, sir.
Oh, it's this thing. This thing actually popped up here just now, and World of Final Fantasy, the physical copy on Amazon. If you, well, yeah, so Prime doesn't matter anymore, but $34.99.
That's not bad.
So it's like $15 off now.
I can. Do they have a thing for digital? Because like on my console,
The
I try to
digital,
stay
well,
digital.
the digital's gonna be $59.99.
Oh
So
God.
yeah, because they sell their digital prices for exactly what is on the PlayStation Store. And I'm not really sure if that's because of some sort of agreement they have with them, because it seems like everywhere you go, the digital like never goes on sale.
Yeah.
So I mean, it makes me think that maybe PlayStation and Xbox have some sort of deal with the stores, like or not maybe PlayStation and Xbox, maybe the EA or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Those places have some sort of deal to keep people from doing, selling those cheap or whatever. I don't know why they would do that though, because it seems to me like that it would be what you want. You would want them to sell those just as cheap as they're selling everything else, you know?
Mm-hmm. I don't mind doing hardware, like doing physical, if they're collector items. If they're collector items, I'll do it.
Yeah,
But if
I can understand that.
just simple, the game itself, the core game, I'll just wait until it goes on sale.
Yeah, see,
For digital.
I don't like physical copies either. The 218 or 228 copies that I have, yeah, those aren't. I don't like them because now I have to buy them.
Did I forget console companies are anti-consumer? Well, they are. I mean, they really are. But
They are, but I
that's
mean,
why I only go digital. I'm not gonna give them physical hardware sell.
to me, I don't know when it comes to like the anti-consumer. I mean, they definitely have their anti-consumer portions of their thing, but you can't say like that everything on the PC is not anti-consumer.
Yeah.
I mean, the good thing about the PC though, I mean, like the one thing that you can always throw back is that if some company does that, then you can always you always have a choice. But I mean, look at Microsoft. How many people actually run anything other than Windows,
True.
like for their primary? I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of people, but I mean, for the most part, if you're a gamer, you probably don't.
Yeah.
And so you chose to go with the most anti-consumer company out of anything on the PC. It's just, I mean, it's just like one of the things. Like sooner or later, you're kind of forced into it, one way or the other.
It just
Now,
depends.
granted that,
It depends on what you're
yeah, I
willing
mean,
to go
the
through.
one good thing about like the PC, like I said, is I mean, the only thing, if you only have to buy into the anti-consumer with like Windows 10, but then you can always, use other. You don't have to use their, search, their search thing or their internet, or there's always choices. Where on the console you don't really have much of any choice.
Right. Yeah. like I said, it's all about pretty much what you're willing to go through and what you're willing to put yourself through to get those
Yeah.
games. So, I mean, that's what it really comes down to at the end of the day. We can always bitch and whine like we normally do about these companies, or we're just gonna keep buying into it like we normally do, and we will.
I mean,
so
yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to making points against them, I can understand why people don't like them, and I can understand
Oh, yeah.
why people like them. So there's always that caveat of both like me and Shane and you. I mean, we three have everything. We play on everything sometimes, and half the time that's where I'm gonna go. So.
Yeah, I've seriously been no life in that shit lately. Like, I did my arcade challenges for Overwatch on the PC, and before I knew it, I was doing them on the Xbox. Like, fuck, am I really that sad right now? I mean, I gotta get these loot boxes.
You sound like me with Destiny. I had it. I mean, I would seriously spend. I would time it out. Like I would have a minimum of 12 hours a day to spend on Destiny. And so I would spend 6 hours on my Xbox doing all the daily chores and stuff. And as soon as I got done with the 6 hours, I would hop over to my PlayStation and do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Every single day. And it was just like, I finally just got burnt out on it. I was like, I don't know how the hell I'm playing the exact same missions, the exact same thing twice every day.
Yeah.
But I did. I mean, it's one of the things. I guess it's a good thing though. I mean, that you found a game like that you like that much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but like when I'm done, I'm like, holy shit, where did all those hours go?
Yep. Yeah, I can't wait to see your hours at the end of the year to see, because if you're getting that addicted to Overwatch, I'm sure the hours at the end of the year that you spent on Xbox are going to be quite a bit.
Yeah.
I like Overwatch a lot too. That's the thing. Like that's probably some of our most played game.
It's even harder to stay away from when they do these special events.
I like it. It's just not. It's not something I think because I've spent so much time on Destiny and the first person shooter type thing or whatever, and that whenever I went to that, I mean, I like it, and I played it for a while on PC, but then I just kind of got burned out. Like I was looking, I can only play so many multiplayer matches before. I mean, it just seems like nothing's changing. And yeah, I need some. I like games with like some sort of story in it or whatever, to where you. I mean, it's kind of funny, like that. I say that whenever I played Destiny for so long, but I mean, but Destiny, I mean, you at least got the hint of a story. But it felt like even though whenever you were playing the story, the campaign, even though there wasn't this lore around it, I mean, it wasn't really like, it was almost kind of like you were playing a multiplayer thing, but it felt like an actual campaign. I mean, that you had a mission to go do. And with multiplayer, it's just basically kill the other people, take the payload or whatever. I mean, it's the same thing over and over again. So I can't find myself like stuck in a multiplayer only world for so long. It's kind of like the racing game. I just end up getting bored.
Right.
Okay, Snake. Yeah, you can't spell nutrition without nut, and yeah, you're completely right.
What?
Metrox, however, is my pet squirrel. He loves to eat nuts.
So, Unknown asked earlier, he says, what is the worst game in the world, in your opinion?
Besides E.T.?
Ooh. Like a recent one?
I mean, it's gonna have to be a recent one, because I mean, I've played so many fucking games in my life that I can't think back to. I honestly, until they brought up E.T. like the other day or the last few years ago, whenever they started digging it up. I've forgotten all about it, because it wasn't one that the bad games really don't stick in my head like that for a long time.
I will never forget Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5.
Oh god, that they fixed it now.
No, really, I just uninstalled it like a week ago.
They fixed it to where it's playable. I don't know for a fact that it's 100% fixed. But they have the people that I know that have the game have said that game is playable now, and they're actually having fun with it. So,
like a year later,
I'm only taking their word for it. Like I said, I've never bought it because I kind of stood on my principle with that one. But now that I'm buying all the physical copies again, I'm just looking for it to whenever I can find it for like $8 or something, so that way I don't feel like I sold myself to the devil. Because if that game sucks still, I'm gonna be pissed. I think that would actually have to be the one. I mean, the one up there right now is Tony the Pro Skater 5. I mean, I can't think of another game that has launched that bad. Well, I don't know. Deadpool.
Yeah, the remaster.
The remaster
That
was pretty
remaster was fucking terrible.
It still is.
Every time that, I mean, yeah, and there's no patch for it. There's never going to be a patch for it. And like in the very beginning, whenever you go down you'll go through the thing, and then you'll get to a part to where you have to slide down a slide.
Mm-hmm.
And when you slide down the slide, the game literally stops and goes, stops and goes, stops and goes. It drops to 0, go to 30, 0 to 30, 0 to 30, back and forth, just constant. And sometimes you just are stuck on the slide for a little while, and then you start going again, then you stop, go. I mean, it takes you like maybe it's a little bitty slide, but it takes you probably a minute to get down it. That should take maybe 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Because of all the stops. And I after that, I was like, I'm done. Or like sometimes you'd be jumping to the next platform, and when you do it, it would stop in midair, and then you would just fall. So,
Arkham Knight for PC, it was another one.
Oh yeah, I never played it on PC whenever it happened, but what people were saying, that was a disaster. I'm glad that they came back and fixed it though, or whoever did.
Man, there's a lot of games that I would consider pretty bad. I guess out of I would say this, out of experience of buying my first hardened edition, to me was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. I felt
Really?
Dude, I felt so ripped off.
Why? I mean,
because we melted the servers the first week at launch, and they never fixed it after that. They brought the game back up after the servers were fucked, and hackers infiltrated the servers at such an early point of the game's life, and they never fixed it. So to me investing that $80 for a series that I absolutely adore, especially something like the Hardened Edition, I felt that was probably, like I said, out of experiences, that was my worst experience, and I would say that was probably the worst Call of Duty at the time.
So it was more the worst Call of Duty because of the multiplayer side of it.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's say because I thought it was a pretty good story campaign.
Oh, the campaign was good. No, the campaign was good. The ice scenes and stuff was all, that was all great. But like when I got into it on the multiplayer side, I felt like I was going to fucking explode. I was so angry.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that because if you're, I mean, that's the main reason you buy Call of Duty is for that.
Mm-hmm.
I guess for me, if I had to like think about a game that I bought and I just after I played it one time, I kind of just instantly regretted buying it. It would have to be the zombie game, like that came from the Wii U over to PS4 and Xbox One.
Oh yeah, it's just called Zombie, right?
Yeah, it's the mechanics in it. I think it probably plays a hell of a lot better with the gamepad on the Wii U, to where you can have you can touch screen and stuff like that. But it didn't port over well to where the controls work just as good on the on the PlayStation or Xbox as it does on the Wii U. So whenever I played it once, and the game's like almost impossibly hard with a controller or just a plain controller. And it got to the point to where I just said forget it, and I never went back to it. I don't think I ever will. I wanted to go for the platinum because like it's a story based thing. It wasn't really anything I ever had to worry about other people getting involved with, or I had to go online and do some stupid ass trophy. And that's one game, I mean, that's just going to sit at like a 1% on my thing, because I don't think I'll ever go back and touch that.
Yeah.
I really can't think of, there's not really been a whole lot of bad games this generation. Like as far as like that type of bad game to where you just like say no, like, I don't know, have y'all had a bunch that y'all just have played it and you're like, nope, can't do it?
Tony Hawk.
Assassin's Creed.
Which one?
The first
5.
4?
Well, for me, it was the first one. For me, like when I first played it, I was like, yeah, this game seems pretty. Like I was like, oh, look, it looks good. And then I tried to play through it, and it was just so drawn out and so boring.
You seriously
dude,
need to play
I fell asleep, dude.
You need to play 2.
I'll tell everybody here. This is how I know if the game is for me or not. If I turn it on, and the first reaction I get is I want to go take a nap, that game is not for me. Just I'm throwing that out there.
Well, 1 really was. It was like I think it was like a test to see if they could get the open world as big as they did.
Well, I got so many people that told me that was like one of the better ones, and I was like, if that's
the
one
one
of the better,
was?
Yeah, yes.
Who the hell told you that?
Quite a few people. A lot of people love that one.
Yeah,
And I'm just
defriend them. They are not worth being your friend after that. That is by far not the best one. The best one is 2. And like I said, I mean, it's the improvements from 1 to 2 are night and day. I mean, like I said, if you hated 1, you should definitely try 2 if you can find it cheap, either on PC or cheap on Xbox One or PS4. You know, if you can ever find it cheap, pick it up, play it, and I guarantee you it'll make you want to play that whole Ezio collection that they have.
Yeah,
that's the best series of the game of that series. The best series within the Assassin's Creed world is the Ezio collection. It's one that you'll want to follow you'll want to follow the storyline all the way through.
Revelations was that bad? One White Kong, was it really?
Oh, I didn't think Revelations was bad. That's part of the Ezio collection.
That's 3, right? Or no?
So no, they have They had Assassin's Creed 3, but you had for the Ezio collection, you have Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and then it went Revelations.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, Revelations was the end of the Ezio storyline. I mean, it's definitely not as good as like 2, but it's to me, it's not. I wouldn't put it up there as one of the worst at all of this series. There's a lot more. Oh, you liked Revelations? Okay, well, yeah. Kong said. I was gonna say, whenever I thought you were talking that you hated it, I was like going, I don't know how, because that's like one of the best storylines. But I would say it's the weakest storyline out of this Ezio collection, possibly.
Yeah.
But it's still. I mean, that being said, it's still one of the best storylines out of the whole Assassin's Creed thing, or series, or whatever you would call it. It's weird to talk about a series within a series.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see Xbox One and PC is getting Fallout Shelter or got Fallout Shelter?
The mobile game?
The mobile game, yeah.
I heard that was actually pretty fun. I heard that was actually pretty good.
But I mean, not really. I mean, is
No,
it
it's
one
not?
that you...
The Fallout Shelter is a 2D one, right? Which it kind of like it looks like something
side scroll.
Yeah,
2D.
It looks like something that came out of oh my goodness, how the hell can I the freaking game. I was just talking about this with Gamer Dragon the other day. He said he hated it. What the hell is it? Let me see. 3 split screen. Yeah, it is that one. Okay, yeah. You have your shelter, blah blah blah. You can set up your barracks. You can set up a command post. Damn it! I can't think of the damn name of the game it's compared to a lot.
Oh well, this war of mine.
Maybe.
Because in there you have to like keep a shelter like healthy and happy and everything like that. It's kind of the same premise, but it has a lot better storyline like that. The phone game, like the people are bragging about it. Like on Twitter, they're talking about like because I guess they asked Bethesda if PS4 was ever going to get it, and they said we don't know, and so that like sent off everybody on Twitter talking about PS4 don't get this game. They left out that they're going to suck. They're going to miss out on it. I'm like going, dude, it's a fucking phone game. I can literally play it like on 1,700 devices through my house. Yeah. It's like it not coming to my PS4 is not anything that's going to
Samsung
hurt me.
Refrigerator with a screen on it might play Fallout.
I'm like, when it comes to that, like when I've never once thought, damn, I wish I could play Candy Crush on my PS4 or my Xbox One. I've never thought about bringing a mobile game to like an actual mobile game, just the same way it is.
I'd do it
to a console. Well, I mean, I guess if you want to do the achievements, I mean, I can understand. That's the only reason I would ever play a game like that on my console, is for achievements or trophies. You know, like the Angry Birds that came out, Angry Birds Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'd never once, when I have the game, I've never once thought, oh, I want to play Angry Birds. It's just not. I don't know. It's just not. I've never thought that would be the thing to get excited about, like to play a mobile game on my console.
Yeah.
In fact, I want mobile games to stay the hell away from consoles, because once they start intermingling, then I mean, we're already seeing a lot of the mobile game practices in our console games. I definitely don't want to see them become intertwined to where, like, that just becomes a norm, and we start getting all the shitty, like, pay to win shit.
Yeah. All right. So for the people in the Phoenix area, I know this is going to be completely not like any offer before. So if you guys are in the Phoenix area, Arizonans, speak up if you're here. This is for you. This is a Phoenix promo for Jiffy Lube. Check it out. $20 off a $44 oil change. I know it's the most random thing ever, but
hey, shit, it saves money.
Dude, it saves money. Jiffy Lube. Yeah, it's a Jiffy Lube. You don't know what Jiffy Lube is? We have them all over Arizona. Go check that out. $20 off of a $44 oil change. So it's pretty good.
Let's see, what else was there? I know there was something else that... Nioh actually sold out. Haven't seen that actually in a while.
I'm not a sellout. I'm just trying to help somebody out, damn it. You said Nioh sold out in hard copies?
Yeah, like, you know how everybody kept it. Yeah, everybody, especially like Rags, is like a big talker whenever it comes to don't pre-order. You know, the pre-orders, like, the only reason that you used to pre-order is because things used to sell out, and now there's no that never happens. Well, come release day, if anybody went to go to Amazon to buy the game,
yeah,
there's a 1 to 2 month wait. They completely sold out. And if you go, I had showed up at Best Buy at 10 o'clock right when they opened, and because the rest of them were behind the counter, like for pre-orders that people had to come pick up.
Yeah,
I got the only one on the shelf. And everybody's talking that they're going to their stores and that it's just not there. They don't have it.
Wow.
So I mean, it's one of the few times I've seen a game actually sell out on launch day, everywhere, like in a lot of places. So the moral of the story is pre-order everything. Just kidding.
You know what sucks is like they released a new BlazBlue and I didn't even know that. Like there was no video out. There was nobody talking about it. Nothing.
Well, now there was a thing like articles and stuff that came out, and there was actually even a video that came out, because that came out back in, I want to say 2014.
No, this is a new one. This is like a brand spanking. It like came out this year. Okay,
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Because I don't believe you. I own every single one, all the way up to Continuum Shift.
You're talking about BlazBlue, right?
Yeah. Okay. It was like something shattered or something. Like I didn't even know it was a thing. I saw it at the GameStop that I was at, and I was like, "Wait a second, when did this happen?" What? Yeah.
Okay, we have BlazBlue Chrono Phantasma.
Which I have.
And that one came out for the Xbox One and PS4.
I have it. Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna have to, because I don't know what the hell you're. Okay, wait, 2000. Okay, we had Chrono Phantasma, whatever, that came out in 2012, which that was the last generation, and then we had Chrono Phantasma Extended. I guess it came out in 2015 for the PS4 and Xbox One. And now they have BlazBlue Central
that
we have to talk
Fiction.
To them, maybe in certain
and
areas.
It only came out for the PS3, PS4, and PS4. It's an exclusive for them.
Yep, that must be the one that I'm thinking of. It's really weird, right? It's a different name.
Yeah, it's like Central. I can't say Central Fiction or something like that.
Central Fiction, yes. I saw that and I was like, wait, how come I didn't hear anything about this?
That's actually interesting because I never heard anything about this one, and I didn't even know it was an exclusive either.
For those of you that don't know, I'm a pretty big BlazBlue fan. I love the storytelling in that game. Like, they have a really good setup.
So it's a really good series.
Yeah. Dude,
So now let me ask you this:
it's one of the biggest fucking fighting games you can get into. It'll take forever.
I've not played any of the other ones, like dating all the way back to 2008. Can I just start with the 2015 one of the Chrono Phantasma and be able just to pick it up, or
yeah?
I mean, you said it's a fighting game, but
it gives you a lot of the pre stuff too. Like, it'll go into like flashbacks. It tells you what happened between the two brothers. It'll tell you what happened. Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you're not gonna have the full story all in one, but you're gonna have enough of it to like put it together yourself. Yeah.
Because I hate those series where, like, if you miss the first one, you're screwed. Trying to pick up another one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess because I'm gonna have to pick up both of those because those actually both came out for the PS4 physically. So, but that's weird though. I guess there's really a lot of signs that Japanese games just don't come back to. I mean, like they release on the Xbox One or whatever, but it seems like they don't come back.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it's been
weird.
That way for a while as well.
It has. I mean, well, 360 had seemed like it wasn't like they weren't widely bought on the Xbox One or Xbox 360, but they still seem to have they were there. Like Microsoft still put them out, but it seems like I don't know what's going on now to where it's almost like they're only Western, like basically Western type titles. It's a weird dynamic shift for what they did on the 360 and the Xbox One and the original Xbox.
Yeah.
And it kind of sucks for people like you that had played it probably always on the Xbox. And then now the only way you can play the new one is to turn around and play it on the PlayStation.
No, I played it on PlayStation. I never played it on the Xbox. Yeah. All my BlazBlue, I own every single one on the PlayStation.
Okay.
All the ones that were on the PS3 I own except for that new one. And I even went out and bought the Ultimate Max of Persona Arena, the collector's thing. Even though I have the goddamn... I got the goddamn, like, digital version. But I love those fighting games. Those are, like, some of my favorite fighting games. I love the broken combo systems. I like the stupid shit where, like, they could do, like, a Kamehameha blast. It takes up the entire fucking screen. I mean, it's cheesy as shit, but I love it, so... I love
played a fighting game today. I didn't know it was a fighting game because I know nothing about these games or whatever. But Nitro plus Blasters. It's a Japanese. It's a Japanese Heroines Infinite Duel. It's a bunch of female fighters.
Yeah.
I mean, people were saying there's people that were like 3 or 4 people like that are PlayStation guys tweeted me and basically said that was like one of the best fighting games, and somebody actually even said that was the best one this generation. Which I think he just really likes the series, maybe, because there's been a lot of fighters to be able to compare it to. I don't know. I mean, it's another Japanese fighter. Apparently, Japanese people know how to do the fighting games, man. Because you said that about that, and then you have the Guilty Gear. Yeah. You have a Street Fighter.
Yeah, I got Street Fighter on both. I just got the Street Fighter on PC. I never got. I got it on both now. I never got it on console because they do cross servers, so I was just like, I didn't see the point in it. So.
Yeah, well, I got it just simply because of I collect the physical copies or whatever. But I figured, I'd try to play it on the console. I tried playing it on PC, and I'm just not that good in there.
Right.
Your summer car Weber. You're going to have to 87. I can't say your name. Weber Drex. What do you mean by your summer car?
87 Weber Drex. Corner, you have checked out my summer car. If so, what are your thoughts? There's something else.
Let me see. You have it. I'm going to go to his channel real quick.
Japan
and see if he has
loves
something.
pachinko.
Yeah, that would. I imagine we'll probably start seeing like pachinko machines.
They already have them
here. They have them.
Yeah, they have them in Nevada. Yeah, Nevada's already doing it.
They're very popular.
Yeah, a lot of people like it. I don't even understand the game, and you're talking to an ex-slot technician, so I've never once played or been on a pachinko machine, but I have fixed every Bally's, IGT, AVs, and even Bandai Namco slot machine in this casino, and I've never once seen a pachinko machine. They just got him in. I think it was in the
Oh.
last couple of months. So
My Summer Car is an early access game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like it looks like you almost get to like build a car. From what I can, I mean, I'm just seeing like kind of videos and what they've been doing, but it's kind
oh, okay, Jesse. All right, so Jesse is 87 Weber Drex.
okay.
Okay, that's the one. That's the one that's hooking everybody up with like all the Jiffy Lube discounts.
Well, I need a damn oil change, but I'm not driving all the way to Arizona to get an oil change. It kind of defeats the purpose of saving that $24.
Either way, guys, I hope those of you are my fellow Arizonans that can help you,
Oh
especially if you're in
yeah,
the Phoenix area, because I know anybody knows anything about Arizona, like some of the prices for stuff out here is pretty inflated. So having every little bit of discount can help you. So let's see.
Jesse, when it comes to that game, I'm not that game kind of from what I can tell. I mean, I can't watch it with because I'll have the audio in my ear. But from what I can tell, it seems like it's one of those ones that like you kind of it doesn't really have a story. It just kind of like puts you in there and like you kind of guide your own little thing from it. And for those kind of games just like put me to sleep because I don't want to have to like when I play a game I don't want to have to sit there and think about okay what do I want to do to make this game fun. I want to be able to play something that somebody else is like taking the time out to write and stuff like that rather than me having to do everything. So those type of games really aren't for me. I wouldn't even think twice about buying it just because of the fact of the type of what it looks like. Because it looks like a simulator type thing, and those really just aren't my cup of tea.
Yeah. So Sunday squad day stuff's gonna be coming around the corner again. I know I talk about this a lot, but this is actually gonna be happening now. I just got approved for some keys by the developers of Conan Exiles.
Oh God.
Um,
How does that look on the PC? I'm sure you're talking about PC, right?
yeah.
The dick physics are amazing.
Yes.
But I mean, how does it look graphics wise? Because
I don't know. I just got my keys. I literally just got my keys, and these guys are so damn happy that they hooked me up with another key. So
I've seen the people playing it on the Xbox One in early access or whatever.
wait, Conan Exiles is on Xbox?
Yeah, it's coming to PC, PS4 too. It's 6 months. It has 6 months exclusivity on PC and Xbox, and then it's coming to PS4.
Oh, okay. I didn't know
But
that. Yeah, I
the
had
game
no
on
clue.
the game on Xbox One just, I mean, I think it's going to be one of the ones that you're just going to have to like have fun with because like the
It's a
looks of
creation
it.
game. Yeah, it's a creation
Yeah,
game, and it's got
the looks of it is just God. It's bad.
What? Like the Exiles game looks better than
Yeah,
the MMO, dude. Like the MMO was trash. Like the MMO that they had was absolutely garbage, and it looked terrible. But
Well, the guy said
Exiles, they fixed it. Like they made it
Well,
look.
the guy
100
said
times
that
better.
he was playing. The guy said he was playing Exiles. I mean, I obviously, was just going off of what he said. I mean, I was just
okay.
kind of looking at that. So he might have been playing another Conan game that I just didn't know. But the one he showed me, like that, whenever you killed somebody, like if you tried to hit him with your axe or whatever, to try to like, how you can in some games you like decapitate him and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the guy when he dies, he just disappears. Like you can hit him all you want, and he just disappears.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean that's kind of what happened. Well, that's because it's multiplayer. It's a multiplayer only game.
Yeah.
When you're playing the MMO though, the bodies stick around. The bodies stick around. Last time I played Ark was like that. Like you killed somebody and their body sort of disappeared. Minecraft does that. I mean, it's a common thing when it comes to creation games. Is all like that's pretty much the norm.
Creation games, like I'm just not creative enough for it. I don't think.
love them. I love them.
I know there's a big push for them. I mean, I know there a ton of people love them. My son can sit there and spend hours in them, and I'm just like, why? Like, what the hell do you see in this? Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna join a server, help people build stuff, and then fuck shit up. To be honest, I mean,
So you're gonna troll people.
Oh, that's dude.
Yeah.
Like so a lot of the server members on this massive Discord server that we're on, A lot of these guys are doing that. Like a lot of these people, and they're like,
Oh, I can imagine
So-
that.
so-
That does not surprise me with the people that we have in the Discord.
so these guys were like, Brim, you need to get people together, and we need to like double our numbers. So what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna try to actually take over a server. The Game Talk podcast is gonna try to take a server over, and that's gonna be part of the Squad Day Sunday series that I'm gonna be bringing back. So I hope you guys enjoy that content that's coming up on this channel, because we're gonna be doing a lot of massive raids. We're gonna be taking out clans. We're gonna be doing a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Well, if I ever get a code, I'll jump in with y'all on that one. I mean, if we're just gonna go in and raid people's servers, then
Fuck shit up.
I don't have to be creative, you know. So at that point, so I can play it because it's fun to like fuck with people.
Yeah.
But to play
you
it
can join
to
me in being creative on how we fuck shit up.
yeah, that I can do, because that's like
what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna establish a base first, and then we're gonna build up all of our resources, and then we're just gonna go in like gangbusters.
Just
and
take it
kill
over,
shit.
yeah.
So, and I guess like they already got into like some big old like tribal thing. So like our people are already involved with some massive server war. So we're just gonna probably go in there and just fucking have fun.
That's cool.
The developers actually hooked us up with me, so I'm gonna definitely have to
Yeah.
tweet them out. They actually that's pretty cool. They hooked Shaner up too, so
Yep.
so.
I mean,
we're
how can I go about getting a code for it so that way I could join? Or I don't know how many codes y'all have.
Go.
They only gave me one, so.
Don't worry, Shaner. I got the other one. They said there's no embargo. They said there's information that I can't read here because they asked me not to. Not ready for the traditional review. So like they're not ready to be reviewed yet, obviously.
Obviously,
I wouldn't
very
give.
early access.
Yeah, I wouldn't give final numbers on an early access game. That's just
hate
when
when people do that.
that's what Total Biscuit does, and that pisses me off when he does that shit. So I just don't watch him when he does it.
There was some a channel called PS News Now,
Yeah.
and I think Rags might have even I know he's commented on one of his videos, but or maybe one of his tweets or whatever. But the guy did a video like the PlayStation 4 had that the beta thing going on now for the operating
boost
system
mode or beast mode.
Yeah, and they had the boost mode, and he was like, "Here are 9 games." I mean, he's a PlayStation channel, so it's kind of weird that he did this. But he's like, "Here's 9 games to stay away from, or like the games to stay away from completely to avoid on the PlayStation 4 Pro with the boost mode." I'm thinking, dude, the actual beta just came out for this boost mode. What? Said 9 days ago.
Yeah.
I was like, thinking you might be kind of jumping the gun with telling people that these games suck or the thing's not working or whatever like that. Let PlayStation actually have a chance to fix whatever's going on, and then if stuff ain't fixed, then yeah, I'll definitely call them out for it. But don't call somebody out for errors during a damn beta.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're like tweeting like directly back to the person and that is needing to know these things so that way they can make the changes. But if you're just doing it on your channel to broadcast it to millions of people or whatever, that's just not.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. But from what I can tell, this shit is going to be good. It's basically like Rust with barbarians and wieners. So we're going to fuck some shit up.
Yep.
Rust, though, you can't really, like, we couldn't compete in Rust because Keemstar has that stupid raid thing or whatever. They go and do a bunch of crap in there.
That kind of like makes me want to do it though.
Yeah.
Like I almost
Just
want
to
to get
fuck
our
with Keem.
guys just to fuck with Game, just get our guys up there and just raid his server and just.
That would be
fuck 'em up.
fucking funny because I mean, you know how much he would be cussing, especially if we saw like somehow our clan name was like the Game Talk podcast or whatever, and
Oh,
he
it
would
would
do
be
that,
a
yeah.
complete promo. It'd be a promo, yeah.
oh yeah, that would be
But
fun
it would
as
be
hell.
funny as shit. Like just tag like, 'cause I heard you could like write things, can't you, or some shit? Just put-
Yeah, but they're
Like-
like way high level though. It would take us a while to fuck with them, but that would be cool as hell though.
One White Kong. Half of these gaming channels are fucking up gaming. I agree.
Oh, they are, man.
They're getting dude. They're getting publishers and developers to join in on them on Twitter now. Like, remember how we all used to say, "Oh, they're not that stupid. There's no way they could do that." What do you know? Look at those tweets, man. Like, I am so depressed when I see shit like that. I'm like, why? Like I love trolling and all, but Jesus Christ, now these guys are like falling into the developers are falling into the bullshit, and it's like and they're letting it happen. They just it's sad to watch. That's all I gotta say. It's sad. Rags is fags.
Yeah,
I don't
Rags
know where Rags is, and if he doesn't come in an hour or so, we're just gonna go.
No, they said we should call the clan Rags Fags.
Oh, Rags fags. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Master Brothers, I don't think they appreciate you promoting on their
Okay,
podcast.
I stepped away for a second because my dog was trying to eat my chicken bone. So, but did you say that we like back then we didn't think that the developers would ever take these channels seriously?
Yeah.
And then now they're like,
now they're kind of falling into it on Twitter. Yeah, it's so stupid.
It's kind of a scary thought because these people, the shit that they say, like, it drives me insane that anybody would take them seriously, especially the developer, because I mean that can translate into the next game that they make.
Yeah, I agree.
And yeah, that is not going to be pretty.
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to that one single bit.
They're definitely the reason why gaming is going down. I mean, it's not going. Obviously, it's still growing or whatever, but I mean,
will it ever go down though? Is what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it will.
I don't think it'll ever go down.
There's gonna be a lot of shit with it, but I don't think it'll ever go actual.
I think we're just gonna have to deal with a bunch of shitty ass games or whatever, in the meantime, or problems here and there. But I just hope that they never start taking them completely seriously to where like they are some sort of person that should be talked to or should be consulted with. Like that. Somebody today was trying to say that Unreal Tournament came out after Halo.
What?
Yeah, and I'm like, how do you know?
Sci-fi shooter. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't. So I mean, it's people like that it's like, if you don't even know about gaming, like, it blows my mind. Like, you clearly don't know your shit. I mean, and it's not really something that, like, maybe okay, you weren't born around that time. Well, I mean, I don't know how you wouldn't be born because that's be to what 2000 or 1999, I think, 98, something like that, for Unreal Tournament. And so I mean, surely to God they were born by then. But hell, the Google's right there. Just look it up. But I mean, like, these people are like the ones like on the YouTube channels, like saying shit. I mean, Phil Spencer tweeted out to somebody that they have some other 1P. That's the way his tweet says. Some like 1P games coming to E3 this year. He's really excited. Crap Gamer immediately went out, made a video. We've got exclusive single player game coming to Xbox, because that's one of the things that everybody's kind of complaining about Xbox. There's barely any single player games, like any story based focused. And he took it and ran with it. Well, if he would have just read, the guy tweeted back. The guy that he was tweeting to, like, replied back to him and said, does 1P mean single player?" And Phil Spencer said, "No, first party." So it's like, you don't even, like, these people that are getting the recognition and talking to developers or whatever, they don't even pay attention.
Yeah.
But so I mean, if they ever get to the point of actually influencing a game, that might be one I just don't ever want for my physical collection, because it's going to be terrible. And what do you think about Playground Games?
What about Playground Games? Do I know who these are?
Playground Game, Forza Horizon?
Oh, Playground. Oh, see, like,
well,
yeah,
Xbox doesn't own them.
No,
like they're a third party developer.
Okay.
So they have now, I guess, gotten big enough to where they're splitting off and making two studios. One studio, I guess, will stay doing like the Forza Horizons, and then the other studio is they are developing a new game right now. And there's, of course, no word on if it's exclusive or if it's not. But the way that, I guess, some of the reporters that have talked to these people, the Playground Games, suggest that it could possibly be a multiplat. Which would be, I think it would be good for them, though. But I mean, of course, the Xbox guys are saying, like, Playground Games is so deep into Microsoft's pocket, there's no way that'll ever happen. But
they could do it. Yeah, they could.
I mean, look at Bungie. I mean, Bungie wanted to go make a multiplat, and they did. I mean, they were a first party studio, and they still wanted to make a multiplat, because They saw the potential and the money there.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can imagine that if Playground, I mean, because I'm sure Playground Games has made quite a bit of money off of the Forza Horizon series.
Yeah.
And so if they come out and they make a pretty good game and they make it multiplat, they can definitely rake in a ton of money there, and maybe even get even a bigger game or even expand more into different territories. Which the way that the job that they do with Forza Horizon, I mean, I know it's a racing game, and the next game is not going to be a racing game. But just the job that they do with that, they take so much detail and time with it that I'm kind of excited to see what they can do. That's one of the things I've been actually asking Xbox to do is, I know that they're not their developers, but allow their developers to branch out away from just the one series that they do. Because they got some talent
in the chat. I'm sorry to interrupt, but
yeah.
damn.
The fan fiction that we got going on is pretty hot. Not gonna lie.
Oh.
I started this during the last live stream as a certain dead meme god. yeah, but it's funny nonetheless. So, for those of you that don't know, I'm going to be doing a fan fiction read. And I'm going to start off with one of the stories that was PM'd to me first. It's not as X-rated as what's going to be read. And I'm going to actually get into character with it and everything. It's going to be pretty cool. Hopefully you guys will like it. The X-rated stuff, oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk to you guys about now that we're all here. So we got some X-rated fan fiction, Rambo, I'm sure you are aware of. And there's a lot. There is a lot. Like, there is literally like a novel worth, okay? So, for those of you that are in our podcast, watching us all the time, here's your chance. If you're over 18 and over, whatnot, I'm looking for voice actors. That's right. I'm going to have voice actors do the read-off. And I'm going to record it and everything. We're going to put some editing into it, the whole 9 yards. What do you guys think? I mean, I think that would be funny. The X-rated stuff, obviously. And then I'm going to voice act my own read-off with the stuff that I was PM'd.
Yeah, I'll do mine if you want me to.
Okay, that's fine.
Unless you want to.
Have you read some of this stuff?
It's really.
I haven't read every bit of it. If it gets like to a point, like there might be yeah. Go ahead and let somebody. I'll trust that they do a good job.
Because just a line.
Because I'm not going to be reading my parts, so I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Jesse, you said to Turn 10 rename themselves. No, they Turn 10 is what does Forza Motorsport, and that is that's a Microsoft owned studio.
Such a good name, though.
The people who do Forza Horizon are not Turn 10. That Turn 10 has nothing to do with that. Besides, I think they publish it, or Microsoft Studios published it. One of the two, but. Forza Horizon is made by Playground Games, and they are actually I don't know if you would consider them second. Well, I think that you would consider them probably second party, or because they've never made in another game besides Forza Horizon.
Yeah.
But they leased out the right to use the Forza name, and they're the ones who make Forza Horizon. However, Microsoft owns the IPs for Forza Horizon. They own the rights to it. So even if like Playground Games decided like I'm never going to work with Microsoft again, Microsoft could continue making Forza Horizon games. But the actual studio that makes it isn't under any contract with Microsoft and can go freely and do whatever the hell they want to do. And now I guess that they've gotten to a point where they're tired of making the exact same thing over and over again, and they want to branch out and see if they're capable of making another big hit like comparable to the Forza Horizon series. I think it's a good thing. I think that I like seeing the studios branch out of their comfort zone, kind of like how Guerrilla Games is doing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
I like to see that. I like to see like what they can do, what else they can do.
I really enjoy the Forza series. I need to start playing 6 though. Or was it 5? It's 5. No, it's 6. Right? That's the last one that came out with Motorsports.
Yeah, but you can wait till the end of this year and just play 7.
I need to reformat my save and go through that game. Well, that's the first Motorsport that I played since the very first one.
It's so hard.
It's the same.
Play like Forza Horizon. It's just
it
you
is.
can't get into it.
Yeah, and if you wait till 7, then you're basically going to be playing 6 with just a prettier version. I mean, like racing games have gotten to a point now to where there's really not much more not a whole lot they can do with them.
Well, this is
Like those track racing games.
and this is where Gran Turismo better bring their A game. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like they've been off long enough to be able to bring a damn good game. But I mean, again, there's really so much you can do with a track racing type game. So
well,
I'm not saying Forza is bad or anything. I mean, it's just that it's gotten to the point of now where it's like kind of like copy and paste and just kind of add a few things.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah.
Like you say, there's not much more they can do, but how
No.
many years have we said that with like games like Madden? No, there's not that much more they
Yeah,
can do.
that
Every
for some reason
fucking
that
year,
thing's
there's
still.
something else.
Yeah, but I mean that for some reason that thing sells like crazy.
Which is stupid.
And I don't see why.
I've never understood that.
It's really a shit game, isn't it? Like, I really don't care for it either.
Well, I mean, it's fun like to play like with your friends like at your house, but I mean, I beyond like a couple of matches with your friends or even one match, I'm just like I'm done. Like it just gets bored. I'm very boring. So nothing really changes from year to year. It's like Madden 17 or Madden 18, whatever it's going to be, is going to be the exact same thing as Madden 95, just with a few more prettier features. You know, it's just there's only so much you can do. I wonder if they'll ever like add a VR component to it. It's like where you're, like the quarterback yourself or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. The only sports games that I like are FIFA. That's literally all I like from.
How can you stand that? The people are so fucking small.
Dude, it's soccer. I've always loved soccer, or before I get like hammered by the FIFA community, football. But I love soccer. I've always loved soccer. It was my sport in high school. A lot of people would be like, "Oh, football's the shit," but I was like, "No, soccer was my shit. I loved soccer." So soccer and track and field. Before I got fat, people, believe it or not, those were my sports. In fact, I was.
I used to coach soccer.
I was good enough to play in a pretty high-end team in California. It was a lot of fun as a kid growing up. That was my jam. I could play soccer all day. I mean, not now, obviously, because I'm fat. I need to lose weight before I could do that.
Mine was baseball.
It's
but
just
Xbox
so hard.
doesn't get a good baseball game.
No, mine was like that was my thing. Baseball. I love MLB.
Yeah, the show is like it's never gonna get better than that.
No.
I mean, that is the end all be
Somebody even actually tried to say that the show wasn't AAA.
Oh my god!
I'm like,
come on.
How the hell could you like? It's just not AAA. I'm like, it's fucking officially licensed, and there's a lot of development money go into this game. I mean, granted, it's typically the same, like just like anything else, any other sports game, kind of the same thing over and over again, just added prettier features or more features. But the game is beautiful, and the game plays wonderfully.
Did you guys see the sale that Bandai Namco are having right now on Humble Bundle?
Yeah,
ooh, it looks pretty.
The anime sale
for 15. I bet you if you beat this by $15 and a penny, you'll get Project Cars on demand pack, and you'll get Tales of Cesteria.
Project Cars is free on Xbox this month.
That is
shit game, but it's free.
That game, I don't even know.
But come on, guys, it was supposed to be realistic.
They can't.
It's so realistic. You may as well go jump in a fucking car. I mean, that's how much it sucks.
Yeah, and the whole, the frame rates on it are just god awful. Like the PS4 has better frame rates on it than what the Xbox One does, and the PS4, the base PS4. Now the boost mode actually helped it out some.
Yeah.
But the base PS4 is like running around 30, and then it dips to sometimes 20 and 15. It comes back up to 30, like 32, goes down. I mean, it's just all over the place. It is like it's a really hard game to play, like to where you could actually enjoy it.
I am so sorry, The Undead Legacy. It's not free. It's an added bonus to paying your Xbox Live subscription. Does that work? Does that work?
Oh, he tried to go in on you and tell you it's not free.
Well, the NoobTube Gamer proved to us that it was free last week.
Hey man, that's right.
Take it up with him.
Yeah, that's right.
I downloaded all my PlayStation Plus games this month. It's like $110 worth of games I'm done for the year for both consoles, man. I'm good.
I think I got what I want because like the one thing that I really wanted before the Wii U games disappear was that game. Like I wanted Xenoblade Chronicles X, and
Oh, I thought you
everybody
were talking about Project Cars. I was like,
no, no,
wow.
no, no. Like that was the one game that I was really that was like, you ever have one of those games that are just chilling in the back of your mind that you
Yep.
have to have. That was that for me. Like
Rambo wakes up with new ones every day. What are you talking about?
Pretty much.
No, seriously though, everybody, you guys are welcome to do fan fiction. It doesn't matter. Post it in the Discord under shit post. If it's too lewd and it's too too like, raunchy, post it and not safe for work.
Yeah, and if you're wanting to like write it to where it's going to be read, I mean, I'm not. Are you willing to just to read anything on your channel?
Not anything like.
Okay, say
I'm already
I
going
want
to
to
be
put the
reading.
limits on what.
I'm already going to be reading some really, really lewd stuff. So I mean, I guess if I could read this or have somebody read it, like I guess there's really no limit because the stuff I'm going to be reading involves pretty much
bad.
everybody in this group on top of CJ. Literally, exactly how I said that was on purpose.
We've
okay?
all been fucked like 3 or 4 times in this fan fiction.
Oh, nice.
So you know,
CJ
Rambo,
was in here and he was a part of the fan fiction. Like the moment he
I was wondering
came
why I
in.
was getting uncomfortable when I sat down.
Exactly. My ass is sore.
So do you guys? I mean, I guess we could. I mean, do you guys want to wrap it up, or do you want to keep going? I mean, it doesn't.
I mean,
matter to me.
I don't know. I mean, there's Jeff Sessions was actually done today, confirmed. So he's now the Attorney General.
Oh yeah. Okay.
People are freaking out.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that guy.
Neither do I.
I don't. I mean, I don't think anybody else does either. I think that a lot of people, because they keep calling him racist or whatever. But if you ask him, like, what decision has he made that, like, as a judge, that would lead you to believe that he is racist? And they can't cite a case that he was sat on or that he ruled on.
Of course they can't.
So I'm like, I don't know. I think it's because that Coretta, Martin Luther King Jr.'s wife.
Yeah.
Back in the 80s, I guess, wrote a letter to Congress saying that he was. I mean, she never actually came out and said like a specific case or whatever.
Yeah.
Just her feelings about him, saying that she didn't feel like that he was fit to be a federal judge or even be nominated for one, and that he was just too racist and too much again. He didn't have his views like where they needed to be with the black community and stuff. But I think everybody's going off of that letter because like every time I've asked somebody something, they're like none of them can tell me a case that can cite a case where he was racist in his decision. So it's one of the things like to where I think people are just freaking out just because Trump nominated him, so therefore he's got to be bad.
He's got to be a bad guy, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it's just obviously. So I think that's the only thing I can think of is the reasons why like people are hating on him. But
I think what's going to happen is the same thing that happened with Trump and everybody else, a part of his cabinet. People are going to say some outlandish things, and it's going to force people to go look into them and disprove them. That's kind of like the noticing thing that I've noticed on Twitter that's been going on is people have been disproving and debunking a lot of stuff. And that's because of these outlandish fucking claims. So, I mean...
I hope it happens.
They're only doing it to themselves. Like, they're only, like, making these people seem better because they are inflating what they're saying and misconstruing the actual sentences that they're saying in. So, I mean, they keep doing this, and pretty soon they're just not going to have any platform to stand on.
No, because nobody's going to take them seriously. I mean, it's just, like, there's... I don't know if you know who Elizabeth Warren is.
Oh, geez. Yes, I know who that is. That was the Green Party, right?
Yes. She was actually reading that Coretta King's letter.
Yeah.
And in this, like, during, I guess, there's a rule in Congress or the Senate called Rule 19. Uh-huh. And what it is, apparently a long time ago, like way back in the days, like one of the two senators were basically going at it, and calling each other names and saying they were unfit to run and all unfit to be a senator and all these things, bad mouthing each other on the Senate floor, to where it finally came to blows, like to where they actually jumped over the tables and started fighting. So immediately right after that, they implemented a law, or they voted on a law for their own rules, which would be that once you cannot badmouth or call into question the not the integrity, but the another seating senator's I guess right to be a senator, like their character, as far as like if it's fit
Really?
to be a senator, because of the fact they don't want that fight to go to get out of hand, where people are just name calling, because it doesn't really, I mean, we all know that doesn't really ever get you anywhere. So that was the reason why they created this rule. Well, so she was reading this letter, and the first half of this letter was really kind of just bad mouthing Senator Sessions. And I guess they told her several times, like I think they told her like 10 times that she needs to stop, like, because the letter, or either skip over parts of it or whatever, but stop bad mouthing a senator, because you're a senator, and you could not call into question his his ability to be a senator, considering he was voted in, he's there. And she continued to read. She would not stop. So therefore, somebody put up a motion or whatever, and then Mitch McConnell stood up and said that under the Rule 19, he wants to invoke the president of the Senate to invoke Rule 19. So they did. So they shut her up. They made her to quit talking because she wouldn't heed the warnings and like skip the parts that weren't fitting of the letter. So that, of course, sent the feminists and everybody crazy. They're standing behind her, going, the white man just shut the woman up, and all this crap. But I mean, they don't understand the reason why, because there's actually a rule on the Senate floor. Albeit, I mean, you can think that it might be a stupid rule, but there's still a rule. So they have to kind of follow that. So then another guy, got up and read the last half of the letter, and he wasn't stopped. And so people are saying, "Oh, there you go," because that's sexist right there, because they let him read the last half.
Did that last half put into question any characteristic of the senator?
Not until the very last sentence of the letter. And at that point, I mean, like he read the very last sentence, and that was a very questionable, like, to the rule, but he was done at that point. So there's
nothing else to say. Yeah. What are they gonna do?
So
you're not allowed to talk ever again? I mean,
yeah. So I mean, like, it was, so people aren't looking at the facts about that.
I bet you that was planned.
Oh yeah, I bet it was too. But I mean, what they're doing is they're not the people that are fighting this. They're not doing it objectively to the point of like saying, okay, well, let's find out why this stuff happened. So therefore, that whenever they do want to argue, that they can at least argue the facts and the way they are, and like what it stands for, and like what to sort of like maybe invoke change to where maybe the Rule 19 goes away, or it gets modified, one of the two. And so they're like standing behind her, going, the McConnell, he's just a sexist, and these white people are sexist, and they hate women and they hate black people because they stopped her from reading Miss King's letter. So therefore, of course, they hate the person that wrote the letter. And then it's obvious because they let the guy read. Well, it's because that he didn't read anything inflammatory in there. And so it was a whole different situation. That's the reason why they didn't call it.
So it's just Elizabeth Warren probably like blowing up the situation to make it sound sexist when it wasn't.
Yep. And people are falling right behind it. And
I can already tell you right now, my in-laws are going to be falling in line with her. Then they're going to be like, "Oh yeah, that was messed up." Yeah,
it's just that. But this is the type of stuff that's going on these days, and it's just kind of to the point to where you can't take these people seriously, because like you're fighting a cause that you know nothing about. So like you're doing it just because somebody told you to. And it's like, I mean, granted, you might not agree with the rule, but argue the rule. Don't argue sexism and all that, because it had nothing to do with sexism. I mean, it was just simply following the rules. So God forbid, people actually follow rules. I mean, I don't see how that's a bad thing, but if you don't like the rule, definitely change the rule, fight for the change to where, something like that can be read or whatever, and then go from there.
Don't you know the only time the government listens to anybody is if you destroy a business? Come on, dude. That's what everybody else is doing. That's what everybody else is
Yeah.
doing, right? That's a common thing. Oh,
Yeah, it blows my
fuck the
mind.
government. Fuck this anarchy. Blah blah blah. You're a fucking retard. Shut up.
It really blows my mind, like the way the world's going to it, because
Yeah.
the people that I mean, there's somebody actually this black guy channel, his channel's called the Some Black Guy,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not really so much for Trump, but he's just kind of for common sense.
Yeah.
And so I really like his channel, but one of his things started out saying with a quote that it was centered to Winston Churchill. He said, but he goes, there's no evidence that Winston Churchill ever said that, but it's like he thinks this might be just another quote that was tagged to somebody's name, and of course the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But the quote never really rang any more true. Is back then they said the fascist will eventually become the anti-fascist. Well, the new fascist will be the anti-fascist, and that's really the people that are so far against fascism are the ones actually displaying the nature of the fascist.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Like,
if you disagree,
punching you because I disagree, like, beating
yeah.
up a 12-year-old kid because he wore a "Make America Great." I mean, people are celebrating this.
They beat up a 12-year-old kid, really?
Yes, there was a kid at school that got his ass kicked because he wore a "Make America Great Again" hat, and the left was tweeting it out, talking about, yeah, it served him right. He shouldn't have ever went to school with that hat on. He should know better. Maybe he'll think twice next time before ever supporting a racist. And that's like, you don't. Oh my God! It's like the irony in your arguments. Like you can't be taken seriously whenever you're arguing against fascism, but then you're practicing a damn form of it. I don't like what you say, so therefore you deserve to be punished, like physically punished. And it's just, it blows my mind. I don't know why anybody would celebrate a 12-year-old kid getting beat up over.
That is
Probably something he probably don't even fully understand, but he understands it enough to, I guess, to think of something. Or more than likely, it's just from like growing up in his parents' home. Because at 12 years old, I'm not thinking there's a whole lot of politically inclined children. I mean, I'm sure there is, but I mean, sure there is some, but not. I don't think there's a whole ton of them. But anybody that would celebrate getting a 12-year-old kid getting their butt kicked over something like that, as many small as that, is just, to me, you can't be taken seriously. It's like they're celebrating violence against anybody who opposes them.
Yeah. That's so wrong. We're gonna beat up a fucking kid, man. That's. Oh, dude! If I was the parents, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
you just solidified their reasoning for doing that. I mean, you just like doubled down their position on that side. So I mean, you've made it even stronger. You made it even harder to fight, simply because you can't be able to talk with your words.
It's so wrong, man.
It is and minuscule. Yes, Rusty Panda. That was the word I was looking for. Oh, Tim Dog tweeted out. I just saw somebody said in Boo 1977 depends on Ryzen availability. The reason why I guess all the Xbox fanboys thought Ryzen was going to be in the Scorpio is because on the AMD display, where they were displaying Ryzen and all the new architecture, the stuff that it had coming out, they also had a kind of like a square of the screen that said Xbox Scorpio.
Oh man!
And so they automatically jumped to conclusions that meant, since it's a Ryzen booth, that's Ryzen's going to be in there. And I kept trying to tell them, like, it doesn't. I mean, logistically, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like that could even be possible because of the time frames of when they come out. And so apparently, I guess AMD did their. There was a video or whatever of AMD doing their Lord, I cannot talk today. Their talk.
Yeah.
And when they came to the Scorpio, they said that they were just on schedule with it. Yeah. They stayed on schedule with that, and it had nothing to do with Ryzen. And so they're all bummed out. And so it kind of like, if it's not Ryzen, to me, it kind of just says that it's probably going to be just like what Digital Foundry said, that it's going to be that Jaguar CPU just overclocked. And I really honestly think that's the best thing for Microsoft to do at this point, though, because I think if you went with Ryzen or if you went with another one of these high end GPUs, you're definitely looking at, or CPUs or whatever, you're definitely looking at increasing that cost of that box to where it's going to be an enthusiast box, and it's it's already going to be higher priced than the Xbox One S, and so therefore you can't go way too much higher than that because you won't get people to buy it at all. Besides just like the dedicated ones, and so they've got to keep that price competitive. And so to me, it only makes sense.
I wonder how come nobody came up with an idea of just doing what PC's doing, as far as like.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Because if you think about it, right? Like, look at what PC is. We have how many games from back in the old day that we could still play with. You know what I mean? Good Old Games has tons of classics that you can just go and download right now and play them, right? Now, why don't we just do the same thing with consoles, man? Like, put the fucking Ryzen chip in this bitch and see what it can do. It's not going to alienate anything. It's still going to be an x86 platform. It's still going to be...
I think the reason why they don't do that is cost.
I don't care.
I think that
though. That's.
I mean, I get your reasoning, but I mean,
you know what I mean.
Since
like,
they're not,
just
to me, if they were doing a new generation, then I would say I would agree with you 100%. Put the Ryzen in.
Why do we even have generations? If you think about it, why? Like, what's the fucking point at this point? All we're doing is doing refresh. So like, just do away with the generation bullshit, and just go along with upgrading along with PC.
I don't know. I mean, do you think you could honestly sell a $700 console? Like look at the shit that happened with
fucking specs. If the specs are up to snuff, yeah.
But you're a PC gamer too. So I mean,
That's exactly
look at it.
Why I'm
look
saying
at it.
This.
I know, but look at it from just like a console only player. Well, do you think that they would be willing to spend the $700? I mean, look how bad they freaked out on the PlayStation 3 launch. Whenever it was like what $699 or $600 or whatever.
That was a different time though.
It was a different time, but I mean,
that was legitimately a unique experience, though, was it not? That was an entire architecture.
That was a giant leap. Yeah.
That was a massive leap. So what I'm saying, Rambo, I mean, look at the platform itself. That's the key of this conversation. The key, it's x86. PC is a standard still, even though we're moving into another leap in technology upgrade soon. It's still a standard is x86. What I'm saying is, they won't need to upgrade any of the graphics to the older games or anything like that. You'll still play them. You'll still have fun. In fact, you might even have some benefits to having higher end shit like PC, for instance. I mean, you go into a mid-tier GPU, okay, mid-tier GPU to this day, and high or ultra high as what it'll only scale to what it can do. So my point is, why not treat the consoles in the same facet? Keep the console. I'm not saying do away with consoles. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is do the same shit. So you're on the Xbox One, but you don't want to upgrade. Okay, well, you can still play these games. They just won't look as good because that's standard practice on x86 anyways. So,
I mean...
You know what I mean? And so, like,
yeah,
you
but I
update
mean,
the console and you don't have to re-buy the fucking games, you can.
I get what you're saying there, but I mean, I'm just trying to think like in the... Because there's a difference in the development for a console game, a closed platform, I guess, and then the open platform.
It's not all that different.
Well, I mean, the choices like that you have on your PC.
Yeah, the glass ceiling. Yeah, you're talking about the glass ceiling. Yeah.
They don't actually have any of those on the console because of the way they have to build towards it. Because they have to try to connive and twist and turn the code to where they can get the most out of what they have.
Yeah, and I understand that, but what I'm saying, saying is this would alleviate that. This would actually help.
But I mean, so you would think, I mean. But would it though? Because like,
yeah, absolutely it will.
Well, the reason why I say that is because you would have to put in the highest rated highest rated GPU and the highest rated CPU.
No.
Well, why? Like, why not? Because like, if you're talking,
you're talking about Ryzen, right? Like,
so yeah, Ryzen's a CPU,
right? So what right now does it have in the exact? What does it have in common with Intel right now? Do you know? Do you know that yet?
Hyper-threading, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what are consoles operating on right now? Tri-cores, right? Or quad cores or tri-cores, where the fuck they are. I think the Xbox...
They're 8 cores.
8 physical, yeah, but that's split up between GPU and CPU usage, right? That's what.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's an APU, yeah, because it's an APU.
It's an APU, yeah. So my point is, Rainbow, is that CPU alone could power multiple threads of a console at once.
Okay. With all of its teraflop powers.
What I'm talking about.
What I'm saying is, if you have one of those beasts in just one console.
But the Ryzen's not going to make the. I mean, if you put a 6 teraflop thing in there with Ryzen, the only problem is like the PC hardware moves so fast, like you become outdated and obsolete.
I know it does.
So.
But consoles consoles aren't going to be limited to the same standards. Like you're not going to be putting out a fucking console every year. Like I'm not saying
what I'm saying though is like you said that you would this would alleviate the problem to where the consoles could have like the full glass ceiling that the PC does when it comes to
a lot of
options and choices.
Have you seen how they develop? They develop for CPU usage first and then GPU usage second. That was kind of my point.
But that's really not because there's
because they have to split the resources.
There's a lot of games that even on the PlayStation 4 Pro Digital Foundry, they did a test on a bunch of games and they did a video today on it. I watched it today.
Yeah.
And there was several games that are GPU only.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I mean, but there's actually like not really a whole lot of games that are CPU intensive. Or
not
there's
not
some
a whole lot at all. I'm not saying there is. I'm just saying. That's just one way of doing this.
Well, I mean, it is, but I don't. The reason why I think that they would still run into a problem is because if they're not going to refresh it at a very quick interval, eventually, like if they waited 3 years, and then refresh it again, that hardware is still going. The glass ceiling will go away because wouldn't be on par with like the top end or where you could play on the ultra 4K and all these different things because of the fact of
right. We're not trying to like I'm not trying to say like let's go ahead and just keep the line straight across with PC and console. I wasn't saying that. I was just saying
okay. Well,
I was just
saying
thought
that's what you're because I was like when that you would eventually run into the same problem because
the platforming idea is what I had was just keep updating the console throughout the years. So like instead of the generation, I mean it's gonna still come off as a generation no matter what you do. So you just might as well say generation, whatever. So go ahead, Shannon. Sorry.
Oh no! I'll make my point when you're done.
Okay, so
it's different.
Okay, so my thing is, fuck. Let's just do like 5-6 years, right? Let's go. Hey, this is gonna be a full generation. Everybody's gonna enjoy this, right? Now, what people could do would be like, hey. If you want to upgrade, you can, but you don't have to. You can still enjoy your shit. You're not going to have problems. New games are going to come out. We'll tell you or we'll let you know down the pipeline if the new generation of games are going to be compatible with it or not. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of what PC gamers go through nowadays. If you have a 9800 GTS today, guess what? More than likely, you're not going to be able to play anything that's going to give you past 20 frames. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm just saying, if we're going to do... like make these consoles and PCs somewhat similar, at least in the very least, without milking the consumer on the console end, make it somewhat similar to PC and the way it handles itself. That's all I was trying to say.
I think it would work out great if they did like a Steam type thing.
Yeah, because there's so many
Steam box to where you could open the console instead of buying another console.
Yeah, exactly.
It might be Xbox or PlayStation like put out a new CPU or a new GPU and just sold that separately or new RAM to where you could open it up, say, okay, well, I can't play I can't play Ghost Recon because I have the Xbox One S. I have whatever we're just gonna say whatever's in there at that time that it just can't play it. And so I can, instead of me going out because if they're not putting out a whole new console real fast, then you're kind of stuck where you just can't play any new games. Like you're kind of fucked.
But that's not always the case though. Like look at some of the indie games that have come out as recently.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
like my fucking potato could play some of those games.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, like there's not a whole lot of people that would buy a console or be happy with their console or be happy with their PC if all they could play was indie games.
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
But like, so I mean, if they're not putting out a consistent console, then they would have to make it like an upgradable one. And I'm
That's
okay. I'm okay with that. I mean,
That's kind of what I was saying. Yeah.
because the upgradable one would be. I'm after seeing some of these people's technology expertise.
Yeah.
I'd be scared as hell to see them try to upgrade, like put a GPU in. I mean, like seriously, like this guy.
Imagine if NoobTube tried that.
Oh God.
Oh boy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it could get worse than this guy. He was an Xbox guy or whatever, and he got a PlayStation 4. But I mean, there for a while, like he was kind of switching sides back and forth, like which one he liked better. I don't really give a shit on that part. But whenever he got to the PlayStation 4, it's almost like his Xbox side kicked in because like he swapped out the hard drive, and he did it wrong. I don't know how you screw up a hard drive swap, especially whenever like you don't even get to see anything but the hard drive that you're actually taking out whenever you do it on a PlayStation. So how you screw this up is beyond me. But he screwed it up. But then he started blaming PlayStation. Like he's tweeting out going, leave it to Sony to fuck things up. They fuck everything up. They're just stupid. I'm like going, dude, like what's the problem? Like what's happening? And what he did is he thought, I don't know why he took it upon himself to think, but he did. And he thought, well, I can buy the PlayStation, put it in my house, before I turn it on ever, take the hard drive out, put a new one in, and just load up the software on it, and no problems at all. And I'm like, that's not how it works. The PlayStation is not even registered. It doesn't even. Well, whenever you don't turn it on, you have to turn it on, like your Xbox or your PlayStation. When you first buy it, turn it on, and it registers with the system saying that this console has been purchased and activated. So that's like the big update or big talk back at like the big thing, like whenever you buy an Xbox, that was a big talk about like the Xbox. Like whenever you first bought it, you had to be connected to the internet, so that way you could turn it on and it would read the internet would send a signal back and forth to Microsoft saying, okay, everything's talking correctly. Same thing with the PlayStation. Like that, you can't do anything with those until you turn it on and allow the PlayStation Network or the Xbox Live the network or whatever, talk back and forth to the box. And then after that serial number has been out and shown on the Sony or Microsoft side as being purchased and activated. At that point, then you can upgrade the hard drive. But since he didn't do that, when he put it in and he was trying to load in system software, well, when he turned it on, his PlayStation automatically went to check, okay, is this serial number, is this a valid serial number? And it couldn't register that it ever was. So it came back and he just had a black screen. Like he could not get it working. But he screwed that up because he decided to think instead of actually just reading the actual instructions. He read just enough to get the job done, but not enough to actually understand it.
Oh,
and so
man.
he thought he could think ahead of it, but instead of him blaming himself, he was blaming PlayStation. So if he was having trouble with that stupid hard drive swap, could you imagine what it would be like if he had to like replace the CPU?
Boy, oh boy.
Well, it's not only that. Like, did you guys take into consideration the people like Rambo that like to collect these things? I mean, shit, Brim, you still have a Super Nintendo, a PS3, a bunch of DSs. Don't you like to kind of save them?
I do. Right. It would kind of.
Well,
that would be
just
the downside for me is that
you wouldn't be able to.
If I stuck with the same box for the rest of the time, it would to me it would be I would kind of miss out on the fact that of going out and buying a new console and putting the old one back into storage, to be able to have for the collection or whatever.
Well, don't get me wrong. I like having new stuff. Like I loved like as much as I clown my PS4, you guys, like I loved unboxing it. I loved having the new, like it's always a thrill, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's always a thrill having new items. I was just saying on a business side of things, like, they could do that as what my idea was. So that way, not only would they be, saving some cash, but it would actually be saving us some cash too, if you think about it. Like if we're just buying the parts instead of the entire console.
Yeah, I mean, it would save it.
That was just an idea, though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's one of the things that I seem to like. I don't know. I don't have that same feeling when it comes to like my PC, because I know like if I right now obviously don't need to upgrade or anything, but when I do, I know that nothing's really going to change. It's basically just get a part, pop it out, pop it in, which is great. I mean, definitely a hell of a lot cheaper than going out and buying a whole new PC and doing all that. But it's just not the same. Like unboxing a GPU isn't the same to me as like unboxing a whole new console, turning it on, and then putting a new game in to see what the differences are. I would definitely miss that a lot as far as because that's one of the first things like I do every time I open up a new generation comes out is, but I always definitely get a game with it and try to turn it on immediately, get it out there, have that whole feeling of looking at the way it looks and the new look of it, and set it down. And then you pop in the game and try to see if there's how big of a difference there was from your last generation that you just came from, you just played yesterday,
Yeah.
And that would kind of go away. It would just.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's probably going to eventually happen because of the fact of cost. And I mean, I'm sure these companies like Sony and Microsoft don't want to continue pumping out money into the hardware business because like they're not making a whole lot of money on that.
Yeah.
They're spending a lot of money, but they're not really banking anything. They're probably either breaking even or maybe just squeaking out with a tiny bit of profit on the actual hardware.
Yeah.
And that would, upgrading would definitely make them a hell of a lot more money. But it would save us money. But I don't know. I would miss the idea. But another thing with the PlayStation update, it allowed what's it called? Upgrade external hard drives up to 8 terabytes.
Oh yeah, you're doing the beta. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
And the one thing that's cool now, like right now, it only allows one. They only have support up to 8 terabytes.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if they start seeing, I'm sure that they have some sort of way of being able to. Well, I know they do because there's like it splits it up into your storage area, showing your internal and external. And so, if they start seeing, I think a lot of people using this, then I'm sure that their support for it will go up, like kind of like what Microsoft did. And so the one cool thing about it is if you have now that they've actually created a new one for the Slim and the Pro that has a flat top and the hard drives on the side, they created a new Nioh data bank.
Yeah.
For those, but the Nioh data bank actually supports up to 8 terabytes as well. So to get by, if you wanted 16 terabytes, I don't know why that's just a hell of a lot of games that you're not beating.
But this is also you were talking about. Like you could probably actually use that.
Oh, I would definitely. Mine would fill it up because I don't even have half my games installed, and my 6 terabyte is pretty full, like almost full.
Mm-hmm.
And well, actually, my 8 terabytes because I have 6 terabytes on the external, or 5 terabytes on the external and 2 terabytes in the internal, and it's almost full. And I don't even have half my games loaded, and we still got the rest of the generation to go.
Okay, so I gotta give some props real quick. So if you guys are wondering if you hear the sound in the mic, it's because I just got done unboxing the Witcher, the Wild Hunt. It came with the core game, came with the expansions, all the DLCs, and so I want to read an excerpt from a little thing in it. All right, so check this out. This is from Projekt Red. This is probably why they get as much love as they do from everybody. So I just want to read this real quick. It says, it says at CD Projekt Red, we believe that when you buy our games, you've entitled to continuous free support, updates, patches, and bits of new and amazing content. We owe you that for believing in us and purchasing our game. To thank you, we have prepared something really special. 16 DLCs for you to download totally free of charge, regardless of the platform or edition of the game you own. I just wanted to throw that out there.
That is amazing.
That's extremely rare. So I felt that deserved a little bit of attention because we already, we can own everything, but there are just some developers that stick out and they're like, you know what, we're going to support you no matter what you do. So here you go. That's very rare. That's very rare. And I just wanted to give them a big old prop to that because that was fucking awesome. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do that at all.
Hint, hint, Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I think you'll probably start seeing Call of Duty go to a free multiplayer or free upgrade thing. I think he'll. I think I don't know. To me, it seems like that they'll eventually do that because it seems like more and more first-person shooters are actually starting to do that, and they're not going to be. They can't be the only ones doing it because that definitely will not go good for them. So I think eventually you'll start seeing them fall in line with like the Titanfalls and stuff like that. The more and more of those people are doing it.
Yeah, I just thought. I mean, I would love to see companies do this. I mean, this companies that do this, it's like it's an extremely rare thing, and I don't think they get enough praise for it sometimes because I see other companies, they try to do it, and then like nobody talks about it, nobody says thank you, nobody says anything, and then so like at the end of it, they're just like, why do I even bother? Like, why are we even trying to help you out if you're not going to even recognize us for doing the good shit that we do instead of holding us to the bad shit that we do? So.
Yeah, that's like the human nature though. It seems like everybody's like so focused or so willing to talk about all the bad shit, but never the good shit.
Yep. Yep. I just thought that was awesome. I was like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. I've bought quite a few collector editions in my time. I've bought bundles of things from Blizzard, bundles of things from Sony, a lot of Sony stuff, believe it or not. And I've never seen any of those guys do this. Like, not even Blizzard, and I love Blizzard. Okay, I'm not knocking Sony either. I love Blizzard and the way they do their collectors and stuff. But I would have to say at this point, and this isn't even a collector's edition. This was just a bundle thing. This was already better done than most of those that I've ever touched. So they hook it up when you hook them up with your cash. Mind you, I only spent $20 on this. So I mean, they're doing something right?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good thing what they're doing.
Yep.
531.
So for those of you out there, if you guys have played The Witcher 3, let me know what you guys think of the game. I have yet to play this game. I just unlocked it. I am definitely gonna be playing it now. I was just gonna go through because I'm gonna live stream it. I'm gonna live stream this. I'm gonna live stream Quantum Break on PC, of course. Yeah, that collector's edition for Quantum Break.
Steam or Windows.
Disc.
Yeah, but I mean, is the disc the Steam is like the Windows version or this? Since because if it's a Windows version, I hope they fix it.
You're like, good luck.
Yeah, good luck with that one. Because you have to turn the settings like down because you're not gonna be able to like, play it as the higher the settings that you're normally able to play on your games.
Yeah.
But if you have it on Steam, you're good to go. Like that game runs like beautiful on Steam.
Well, shit. Like I said, I got the disc here. I'm hoping they give me a choice when I put the disc in. That's what I'm hoping. Because I know some it's like disc Call of Duty 4. It'll ask you which service do you want to download it for, and that was back in the day too. That was like old Call of Duty 4. So I hope they do the same thing with Quantum Break. And since you told me that, I will definitely select the Steam version and not the Windows version.
Yeah, if they give you an option, definitely go with the Steam version because it's like night and day comparison to what like the performance wise. I bought it 100% it on the Windows somehow, but then I bought the Steam version just after when it finally came out because it was like I think it was like $24, but I bought it just to see if it was any better, and it runs like so much better. Like just I could run it on my full settings and never have a stutter, never have a. I mean, there was a few times in the on the Windows side that I was like feeling like I was gonna like get put into a seizure because like when the light, it's like some sort of light flash, whatever, because like the particles that come up when you're pausing time, it made like there was something wrong with the lighting and the coding that it just kept flashing bright as hell off and on like back and forth and it would not stop the whole game. The rest of I mean you had to turn the game off, turn it back on, and then it was like some weird. I don't know. That game was like just not optimized at all for DirectX 12, but now that it's using DirectX 11 on Steam, it runs like a champ. I mean, you can actually enjoy the game and focus on the actual game rather than the problems.
I'm definitely gonna. I'm definitely gonna try it out. They were saying like the Windows update is coming up soon, and that's supposed to
I,
fix a lot of those issues. So
I hope so. I mean,
so
like,
do I.
because that's the one thing that's I think holding the Windows Store back is the performance of their games. I mean, the last couple that came out, Gears 4 and Forza Horizon 3, have done pretty well. But when you have like what 2 out of 10 games that actually run well, then that's not really a good selling point on your store. So I hope to see them actually get some sort of update that fixes it. But as of right now, it still runs like shit. But I mean, you can play it like I played it at I think I had to lower it to 720p and cap it at 60 frames per second. Or even I think I actually even had to lower it to 30 frames per second at one point in the story, because of the fact of it was just running like complete dog shit. Like it was terrible. But whenever when I played it on Steam, I could run it at I could run it in 4K and 60 frames per second and just power through it. It was like no problems at all. It looked beautiful and I mean the ending is just it's not what I expected as far as like the big boss battle, but it's okay. I mean, I hope you enjoy it.
So do I, man. I know a lot of people shit on it, and I was just like, well, this is my collector's edition, $25.
It's not bad. I mean, I would definitely
And
I
I'm
would
like,
recommend it to you for $25. I mean, it's not a
yeah,
bad
and
game
it's
for
the
25.
collector's edition at that. So if there's anything I don't understand, I could just go back and read the book. It actually came with the hardback book. It's a really nice setup too. It really is. So I'm gonna definitely look into like I plan on live streaming. If anybody live streams, I live stream on Beam.pro. So does Shaner. We both game a lot over there sometimes. Lately we haven't. It's been really dead on my stream. So it's like, what's the point at this point? But I do playthroughs on there. So I did Titanfall 2. The entire game is on that stream. I will be doing The Witcher. I will be doing Xenoblade Chronicles X. I will be doing Quantum Break. I mean, I like streaming the full games. I think it's fun. Titanfall 2 is one of the ones that I did. I've done other games too, but I did that on Twitch back in the day. So
Hey, Brim, they want a video of you running like a retarded Naruto character.
yeah, for educational purposes. I don't know about that, Shaq. I don't know about that. I don't
They
know.
called it a nartard. So
I don't know, Shaq. How about this? How about this, Shaq? You get this channel up to. Let's go with something that's like unrealistic, because this. I mean, the last time I said something like this, they almost did it. So let's get this channel up to. Actually, let's get the likes up to 5,000. If you can get it up to 5,000 likes on this stream, I will do the Naruto run.
naked.
By when though?
I will not do it naked. No, I cannot promise that. No,
He'll do it naked.
No.
Yeah, but we got to know like by like what time frame does the 5,000? Because I mean, are you just giving it to when if it can ever reach 5,000 likes?
To what?
Are you just giving him to where like no time frame at all to where?
No, it's
if
got
it hits...
this stream has to reach 5,000 likes. But like I said, it's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, okay. I would say
Yeah.
why we're actually live on the stream, it has to hit 5,000. Okay, wow.
No.
Yeah, that ain't.
No. That's not gonna be a thing.
No.
Already starting it.
Naked. I promise.
I
he'll do it
did
naked.
not say naked. No. Maybe if I got like 30,000 more subscribers out of the Blue Moon, I would do it.
Gamer
naked.
Dragon lives with him, and we can all control Gamer Dragon a little bit. So there's some influence there.
You guys are gonna put me in jail. I'm gonna end up in jail for indecent exposure. Gonna run through my house like a Naruto.
Film the down below parts. You just
Wiggle
you gotta
waggle.
go naked.
Wiggle waggle. Scarecrow. He's all, we're gonna make this happen. Signing this petition, Mr. Noob Coop Gamer haircut. Yo, like that is hilarious. God damn it, you guys.
I've seen him for like a shower. I think Fun Fact made the shower one. Now he's got a haircut. Damn. I've seen one for Proactive to try to get him some free Proactive.
We need to get him some sponsors, like Head and Shoulders
We
sponsors
should.
and shit like that.
Oh my
Like,
god, that would be hilarious. If you guys know of any good PR teams that deal with hygiene, like I would love to do that. I mean, if he could troll, so can I. Like, I mean,
yeah, because that
you
would
know
be a
what I
perfect
mean?
troll,
That
man.
would be the perfect troll, and he could also sponsor Maybelline. You know what I mean, or have Maybelline sponsor.
Fuck, Jesse
Maybelline.
hooked it up with like discount oil changes. Can't you like hook it up with discount degreaser or something? I mean, I'm sure they have that at Jiffy
Oh,
Lube.
Jesse, that's right, dude. If you got like that orange stuff, the degreaser that mechanics
Yeah.
use, give them like a 90% off for him. Particularly
Just for him, yeah.
Yeah, just him. Or send it to him.
Yeah, send it to him. Like, say, here's a complimentary thing to degrease your hair.
Spam that fucking button.
Um,
Did you guys see the video Mr. Noob's Game put out after the last? Yes, we did, and
Yeah,
I
we
thought
did.
it was I said at the beginning of the stream, Chocolate Death. I thought it was hilarious. I really do. I thought his video was funny as shit. Motherfucker comes up with an Echo phone.
I thought it was funny, but
oh my god, it was. So
but I mean, I
funny.
definitely knew it was coming. I knew the extravagant game, or the extravagant response was going to be coming after that. We called it during the live stream that he was going to do it, and sure enough, next day it was there, and he didn't disappoint.
At Rambo, once I get accepted for a fucking network, I'll try and find one. What are you talking about, network? Are you trying to become an MCN gadget?
Oh, trying to find a sponsor.
Ooh, Conan Exiles finished downloading, which means I got some trolling to do tonight.
Oh, go back to Nioh. One thing that actually did change on Nioh, and during the beta, if you played the beta, I didn't play because I always like to be surprised, and I wasn't really a beta; it was kind of a demo. So I mean, it was a final build, just play in advance. I don't really like those because I like to be surprised when I go into a game. But so if you did play the demo, you were capable of understanding that or knowing that if you wanted to, you and your friend could co-op the entire campaign. Well, they've changed that on the actual final release. They said they felt that letting people do it cooperatively, the whole game, made the game too easy. It made the game too just normal, kind of run through and like a slasher type game. So what they've done now is that you can still do it cooperatively, but the catch is, like, if you want to invite a friend into your game, that friend has had to have beaten the level that you're on.
Yeah.
So therefore that way it makes it a little bit harder to find a friend to do it with, because of the fact that the goal is for you to play it on your own, because it's one of the Dark Souls games. It's not really meant to be a true cooperative experience, because I mean, shit could, like, they would have to ramp up the difficulty in order to make that game even half of what it's supposed to be, with just a cooperative experience the whole way through.
Yeah.
So that they made that change. A lot of people aren't happy about it. I guess they feel like they were cheated because of the demo. But I mean, like, do they not go into it? Do they not understand like what type of game it is? Like, it's not those guys. I've never like Dark Souls. None of those have ever been a true cooperative game.
Well, I mean, it had co-op, but
but
I know what you
not
mean.
not in the
I know
true
what you mean.
sense.
Yeah.
Not like a.
I will say this: they could have done. What they could have done was do like what Torchlight and Diablo and Path of the Exiles, what they've all done. Well, I'm not sure if PoE has done it, but I know the first two have. The moment when your friends comes into the game, the difficulty and the random spawns
ramps up,
and everything ramps up. But yeah, so
they do that. They do that in the Division, and if you get 4 people in there, it gets like fucking hard. So yeah, I mean, I guess they could have done that, but I don't know what kind of, like, if they to go back and try to code on that, I don't know how they'd have to, because they originally intended for the game to be played this way.
Like, the more people that join, the higher the difficulty goes. It's just.
Well, I know, but I'm saying the game, like when the game was played, it was already built, like it was already gold, and it was. I don't know if going back and adding that is something that's just that easy.
Okay.
Or if because they didn't when they built it, they built it for the way they're playing it now, like where you could co-op after your friend had beat the level you're on. But they put the demo out just to kind of let everybody play, to let everybody know that, hey, there is, because I mean it's a demo, so it's not going to have like a lot of levels. So therefore they made it just cooperative the whole way, so that way people know that, hey, it does have cooperative gameplay. Just it's not going to be the exact same way that you have on here. So I don't know if they can. I don't know how hard it would be to go back and put that kind of code in there, but that would actually be interesting because if they could do that, but God, I don't know if I'd want to play it because the thing is hard as hell by yourself, and if you add another person in it, and they ramp up the difficulty because of that shit, like it. No, maybe a game I'll just quit. I'll be like, I'll play it by myself. Fuck my friends. Like no.
Hey, Shane, was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about?
No.
No.
Oh, one more thing. The Switch.
Oh, okay. What happened?
The Switch came out and said that the Switch was not going to have a internet browser.
I'm done.
No.
Oh,
I'm
so you're
done.
laughing? No, you're laughing.
Uh,
I mean, are you laughing because it should, or are you laughing because who cares?
I think it. Wait. Well, I guess you're right. I mean, well,
A little bit of both, but
A little bit
mostly
of both,
because
yeah.
It's like, why the fuck would you not? It's 2017.
there are
and you don't
people,
have a-
but see, Rambo, like I don't know about you, but I actually got friends that don't really have PCs, and they were using the Wii U shit, like back before they reformatted their shit. But like,
As horrible as that is, yeah, my
There
son
are-
would rather browse the net on his PS4 than his computer.
yep.
Why? Why? Like, why would you want to type?
I don't know, dude. I really don't.
I've actually gone as far as to try to delete the internet browser off of my consoles. I don't want it on there. So whenever they said that it didn't have it, I'm like going, I wouldn't even have used it anyway. If I'm out and about and I needed to get the internet, I wouldn't have used my Switch. I would have used my phone because it's so much faster, and the actual internet app that pulls up is so much more of an actual internet than what actually pulls up on the consoles.
I mean, let me put it this way: if they have all of the features to access certain apps to run in the background, then I guess you don't need to do that. The Xbox One, for the most part, the reason why I was laughing was because there was a workaround to the music thing that people were using to, and it was involved using the browser. So
yeah,
you
snap the internet browser and
for Spotify, you
Yeah.
get Spotify to run in your browsers, minimize it, and then launch a game. That was the workaround. If they have all the necessary apps, I would say okay, no big deal, no harm, no foul. But I just like I said, there are a lot of people that don't even have computers, and they would rather use their consoles, which is weird.
yeah,
To
but I
me,
mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It seems like that you'd use your phone more than you would the Switch. But there was what I found was interesting is now I want your take on this because I thought the guy was actually right. But he said that I guess it was a Nintendo guy saying that and this is the guy I kind of agreed with that. Who cares about it not being on there? Whatever. He went through that whole spiel, but then somebody was like, "It's 2017. That's whatever." And he's like, "But why? Like, why waste console resources when you don't have to?"
Like I said, if it has all the apps running
Yeah.
that people want,
Well, no, but I mean
could care
the people replied back to him saying, huh, "The internet uses the internet uses resources," and I'm like going, "Are you that fucking stupid?"
Yes, it does.
Like it has to use the RAM and everything else. Like that's what it can't connect without that shit. So I mean, are you dumb? Like, and so they try to make fun of this guy by saying that he didn't know what he's talking about because he said that it was going to be using console resources. And so they're making fun of him. I'm like going, you just made yourself look stupid because you don't seem to understand how things work. And it's 2017, my God. You should know how it works.
I love you, Richie.
But like that, the console's already kind of underpowered when it comes to like RAM and all that.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that maybe if they maybe put of course the internet's going to be in there because if it has like any sort of like YouTube app or Twitch app or anything like that, it has to connect to the internet. So it's going to be running in the background. If anything, I mean, you're just not going to be able to use it for a web searching tool. So if they have those, I mean, I don't see. Like I'm with you. I don't really see how not having the internet, just the internet itself, is going to be a big thing. Because to me, it seems like that console is going to be already kind of pushing hard with what it's got spec wise to do a game and Twitch.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, there's apps for it. I mean, I guess they don't need to worry about it. And I will give them this though. Like, if they could do what they did with the Wii U's internet, like, which is really good, by the way, if nobody knows.
Well, no, it's actually it's one of the, like, as far as console goes, it's like the best internet app out there.
Yep. Absolutely, I agree. The Wii U is on point with that shit. So
Brim,
But that touchscreen pad though helps out a whole lot more because you can actually, when you're typing, you can actually type a whole lot easier than you can with your damn controller. Scrolling to the D's and scrolling back to the, it just that just drives me fucking insane.
Richie wants me to answer his daily question. Should I do it here, Brim?
Go for it.
Okay, so Richie McKenzie in the chat. For those of you that don't know, that's the wrong username. He asks me every day if my wife is single. I answer him, and then he says to tell her hi. He wants me to answer that question. Richie, today, no, she is not single. She is asleep, so I cannot tell her hi for you.
You can go wake her up.
No, that. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
like owning my penis.
You said you can't. I'm just saying you can, but it's probably not going to be a wise decision. But I mean, you might not be on the next podcast.
I know, right? All right.
Because I would be getting my dick sewn back on. That's
pretty much. Rambo, with all your settings finally fixed and stuff, are you gonna be able to start doing videos again?
Yeah, like I said, I've been playing Nioh and getting a bunch of recording it because with as many times as I've died in it, it's gonna take some editing genius to. I'm gonna have to pull the editing genius out of me in order to get the thing to make it look like that I didn't die.
Right.
Because I'm not gonna put on there that I died. That's gonna be like a perfect playthrough of me never dying, just scrolling through.
Cartridge. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah.
But yeah, I will be getting some content out there that I just my sleep habit. That's right now. It's like my sleep habits have been kind of crazy to where I'm up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning for the kids to go to school, and then I'll take a nap, and then I'll end up sleeping until 2. Wake up, my wife comes home from work, and then it's kind of hard. Like whenever the kids and everybody are getting home from school, it's kind of hard to do a video because like the noise level is high. So I've gotten a little bit better like with my sleep to where I can like not take naps so much. But once I get everything ironed out, then I'll be able to actually figure out how to. Once I figure out how to get my sleep in order, then the content will just come because it's just one thing after another with me trying to figure out sleep patterns and health problems but yes, I'm definitely going to be getting some out. I've got a lot of recording footage from Rise of the Tomb Raider and Nioh, so it's all there ready to go, just waiting for me to get on there and do it. Now tomorrow I won't get one because staying up late tonight, and chances are my old ass and pain pills just will put me to sleep. So
Undertale.
That's what happens when you get old, man.
I don't know shit about Undertale. I've had it forever and I haven't touched it. I will play it just for the sake because you're not the only one to be asking about that game.
People say it's a great game.
Yeah, one of my friends bought it for me a long time ago, and
I have it too, but I've never played it.
I've never touched it, and I'm going to though.
They say that it's
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, they say the soundtrack in it is like one of the best soundtracks ever. So I don't know. I mean, if somebody's asking if it's a good game, then I mean, from what it sounds like, I haven't heard a bad review about it at all.
Thank you.
Metro says you want to cry by the end.
Thank you, Marky Mark. I really.
Oh, it's an emotional game.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I heard it was. Let's see, the real media and the tiny hands that control it. Oh, for Undertale that are not affected by the. I will say this 100%. If Rambo does one, if Shaner does one, I've done one. Even Rags, when he does his reviews on his games, we will never put political bias behind our fucking game reviews.
Oh no,
a lot of people do that. I know what he's talking about. I watched fucking Total Biscuit shit on a game all because of who the developer supported for the presidency. That shit pissed me off. So like. Yeah, all that stuff is unwarranted and it shouldn't be a thing. I don't
give a shit if Neil Druckmann. He's the guy the Naughty Dog lead writer, and he supports Anna Sarkeesian. So definitely against my viewpoint.
But you still play the game.
I would never review a game of
And
his
bring that
based
up.
on
And
based
bring-
on based on the fact of who he's like that he's a Anita Sarkeesian thing. It's based basically just on only on the merit of the actual game, gameplay, graphics, that type of stuff. Not
yeah.
I'd never want to get into that because there's no point in it.
There's no return.
Yeah,
It taints the review. It
yeah.
puts all your hard work that you put into that review into the dirt.
Well, that kind of reminds me. E3, did y'all hear that?
What?
E3 is actually opening the doors up to 15,000 consumers.
Sorry.
That's because their numbers have been dwindling.
Yeah, they're selling them the tickets for $150 a day for the early birds, like to wait the 3 days you can get them for I think 150, or it's going to be 250. That's still not bad for the 3 days.
250 for 3 days isn't bad. Yeah.
But they're going to be doing it to where I think they only get access to the floor and to a couple of smaller events in there. And the smaller YouTubers are complaining like crazy. Like they're basically looking at the consumers as like they're peasants and they don't belong there because they already have a hard enough time to get to play some of these games because of the the IGN and places like that get precedence over them. And he said having the public there is going to make it even harder. But I'm thinking, that who cares? Like to me, I don't consider any gaming site on YouTube to be considered media.
No.
I consider them to be influencers.
It's funny because they consider like the developers consider us media. In fact, the developers at Conan actually consider Shane and myself media, which is funny.
Yeah, it's like y'all are far from to me y'all are far from media. Y'all don't.
Yeah,
y'all don't
better
do.
than
Y'all don't.
CNN,
You're not
Rambo.
reporters.
I'm better than CNN.
That's
Well,
all
yeah,
that matters.
anybody's better than CNN.
Okay.
But
yeah.
that's just like an unfortunate though that that these people are wanting to like try to push people out of the way so that way they can get more content for their channel. Like most of the content that you're actually even able to get, is actually already put out there prior to E3 anyway. The trailers, all that shit is all out there on the internet. So it's not like that the only thing you're not being able to do is be able to actually physically play the game. And to me, I don't know, it sounds kind of selfish to me that they're complaining about that because it seems like to me that their numbers are dwindling bad enough to where it seems like this is the direction they're going to head more and more to where it's going to become like a carnival type thing where a bunch of people get to come in and do this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then, that way they can make the money off the ticket prices rather than because a lot of developers, they say that aren't buying into the booths.
Yeah.
In fact, they actually had one booth. One of the ones that, I forgot what his name was. It starts with a D. It's a PC developer, I think. Devolver Games, I think. They actually set their booth up outside E3. So that way they didn't have to pay the fees, but they were still able to do what they needed to do. But so they're hurting for money now, and so the only logical thing is to still, since the developers are still coming, they're still having games on the game floor, open it up to a ticket price and make it kind of like a big arcade type thing.
Oh, that's good. We'll see what happens. We need more stuff. We need newer things. Shaner, was there anything else you want to talk about before we go?
No.
Oh, you said no earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. So Shaner, you guys, he does the shit post every single Sunday, and it's actually really good. We talk a lot of shit. We talk a lot of racy jokes. We say sexual jokes. Everything is on the table. There is nothing off the table. It doesn't matter. It's funny as hell. He let us know. He lets us know. It's funny because he tries to catch us when we're not paying attention, or he'll catch us after someone says, "Yeah, go ahead and record," and they know they're recording, so they'll say some of the most like crazy shit you'll ever hear. It is funny though. It's funny. Like I think you guys will love it. Seriously, go check out Shaner's fucking videos. They are funny as fuck. He does a lot of unboxings. He recently got his Orion Spark, which is how is that, by the way? Pretty good.
I couldn't ask for a better keyboard.
Hell yeah. But Rambo's gonna start doing some content finally.
Yeah.
Are you gonna have a segment, or are you just gonna randomly just upload?
Oh, I'm gonna be more than likely probably uploading about the news. I'm still trying to work out my segment. Because I want to do like a trophy segment since I'm going on that. But with me playing Nioh, it's gonna be really limited type thing because I mean I'm stuck on that until I get the platinum. But I mean I'm definitely doing like my gaming pickups as far as
Yeah.
like for my collection, and those will be. Well, I think I'm still deciding like should I do like what I picked up for that week or what I picked up for that month and do all the
I was gonna say do it
month-long
for that
pickups.
month. Do the month. Well, I don't know. You buy a lot of stuff.
Well, I've so far in the 9 days of February, I've bought 28 physical copies.
Damn.
Yo, that's actually a good idea. I would say because in one long video you'd be there for like an hour. So if I were
Yeah.
you, I would say do it every week. Like break up your buys, or like just save them up and then you like break them off into segments for every week.
Yeah,
do it for the Vine. That's the only thing you need to do it for.
Do it for the Vine, he says, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So
I might need to do that because that'll give me at least 4 videos out of everything. So
for those that don't
every month.
for those that don't know, this is wrong username, and he is actually hung like a gerbil, and he has a hard time getting women. Is there anything you guys can help him with? I mean,
Hit me up, ladies. I am single. I do eat ass.
Do they have reverse condoms? Like they have Magnum ones, but they have like extra small.
They have.
Yeah.
If you're really lucky, you can get a dental dam and just like shove it in there. Hope that it catches all the little fishes. Like